Wildcat football under the Friday Night Lights. We want everyone to have a great afternoon.
It's officially the halfway point of the season, and our two teams tonight want the second half to be much better than the first. Both teams had heartbreaking losses last week, so tonight could be the first step in a new direction. But which team will make that winning step? Let's find out now for the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. Good evening, I'm Al Wheaton, joined by Corey LeBounty. We're so glad you're with us. Corey, it's time to step out of region play tonight.
Yeah, stepping out of region play, seeing who can get back into their winning ways. Citronelle, it's homecoming here tonight, Al, as many classes are coming back home, hopefully to see a Citronelle win if you're a Wildcat fan. On the other side of that, the Hurricanes come blowing in, hoping to upset a victory for the Citronelle Wildcats.
Probably one of the longest journeys in Mobile County. We're going from the bottom of the county to the top of the county for the Hurricanes. So I know Bart Sessions and the crew, they don't want to go home empty-handed, Corey.
Yeah, coming up Highway 45 this week is a mission to go ahead and accomplish a W. And even though the Hurricanes are dealing with a lot of injuries and youth, the Citronelle Wildcats have a lot of youth as well. So we'll see who has winning ways tonight.
All right, let's get into your checklist and find out what these teams need to do to get back into those winning ways, man.
For Alma Bryant, they must weather the storm. And what do I mean by that? Looking at the scoreboard early and trying to overcome any adversity that comes their way. Bring the Bryant boom. This is a defense that has given up over 25 points per game, so they need to make sure they tackle in space very well, and they have to sustain drives. They cannot afford to go 3 and out. They must sustain first downs throughout this contest. For Citronelle, they want to control down and distance, and you think about having the #1 team in 5A on the ropes a week ago. Controlling down and distance is a huge factor for the Citronelle Wildcats. Pigskin protection also, Al, is very important. Turning the football over a couple of weeks ago, the Wildcats want to continue to clean that up and being able to run the football. That is Citronelle's style and tempo, so we'll see if they're able to sustain drives by running the football as well.
I think that's something we might see from both of these teams tonight, running the ball. Currently, Bryant has more rushing yards than they have passing yards on the season, so that story is going to play out. One story that will play out tonight will be the weather and what its impact will be on this ball game. About 2 weeks ago, Corey, we stood right here in this exact spot, and Kimberly Dunn said there's a 19% chance for precipitation, and man, we got all 19% of that precipitation. So, Kim, what's in store for tonight in the BSN weather forecast?
Well, I brought my jacket tonight just in case, because we do have a 15% chance of rain, and with our track record, it could find us. But we do not see any clouds in the sky right now, so I'm holding out that we will not have any rain tonight. Temperatures feel great here on the field. It's a beautiful night for football. We will have kickoff at 80 degrees, and temperatures will drop a little bit lower as the night continues. Humidity will be at 61% for kickoff, and it will go higher while we end the game at 86%. Overall, it's a great night for football. Both of these teams are ready to compete and get another win under their belt for the season.
All right, Kimberly, we appreciate that. We're going to find out what type of impact that weather will have. We'll take a quick break and come back, bring you the impact players and the coin toss before the kickoff of Bryant and Citronelle. Don't you move.
At Mobile County Public Schools, we believe it starts with us. That's why we offer Signature Academies.
I'm Tracy Tran, and I'm in the Healthcare and Dental Academy at Theodore High School. In the Dental Academy, I'm working alongside dental professionals getting hands-on training from those already working in the industry. Shadowing them on the job makes me want to work even harder because now I know what I want to be.
Signature Academies are open to all students in Mobile County Public High Schools. To find out more, visit MCPSS.com.
I'm Keith Blackwood, your Mobile County District Attorney. I want to remind you about the truancy laws. 5 unexcused absences requires you to attend the early warning truancy program. Failure to attend the early warning truancy program can cause you to appear before a judge in circuit court. We need you to stay in school. This is a serious law, and it needs to be taken very seriously. I wish you and your family a safe, happy, and successful school year.
This is a program for any middle school student who's actually behind. This opportunity offers kids a chance to do 2 grades in 1 year.
If it wasn't for Star Academy, I would still be in 8th grade and probably still struggling.
We are one-on-one. We have small classrooms and we're able to give students that personal touch, that personal attention.
I know I'm coming to see good teachers, good attitude, and also they're here to teach us what we need to learn.
Do you have a student who would benefit from a more flexible learning schedule? The MCPSS Academy of Virtual Learning was created for you. It's reimagining education for independent, motivated, responsible learners in grades 6 through 12. Students can take regular, honors, AP, or dual enrollment courses all at their own pace. And virtual learning doesn't mean isolation. Our teachers know their students and frequently work with them one-on-one. Are you ready to learn your way? Visit our website, mcpssvirtuallearning.com.
We welcome you back to Memorial Stadium, getting ready for this out-of-region contest. Let's find out who will have an impact on this game tonight. Corey, who are your impact players we need to be on the lookout for?
For the Bryant Hurricanes, you look no further than their signal caller, number 12. He's a sophomore, playing quarterback, Makai Von Singpachan. And he is a great signal caller, and I saw him in pregame warm-ups throwing flat-footed 50-yard bombs.
Wow.
So he'll be a difference maker if they're able to protect him tonight. Defensive back, number 2, Cam Johnson. He's a senior as well, and he will be controlling the Hurricanes secondary. For the Citronelle Wildcats, at homecoming, you're looking at athlete Marcus Howard. We saw him a couple of weeks ago play running back, also play quarterback. We'll probably see a little bit of that out of him tonight as well. And strong safety, Kervin Noy. He is a senior for the secondary of the Wildcats. Kervin Noy will be calling his name a lot tonight, both offensively and defensively for the Wildcats.
You're right about that. He plays on both sides of the ball, just like Kobe Weaver. Right now, we're going to take it out to the field for the coin toss. Our white hat tonight is Anthony Garrett, as he's breaking it down for both of these teams.
Albert Moore, class of 2008.
Heads. Tails.
Kevin Show, class of 2002.
Call what? Tails.
And J. Wayne Smith, class of 2009. Thank you again, honorary captains.
Which goal you want to defend? Y'all step over there. Y'all come over here.
Citronelle won the toss, deferred to the second half. Wildcats will be kicking off and defending the north goal.
So Citronelle wins the toss, and they have deferred. We know they'll get the ball in the second half, so we can expect the offense of Bryant to take the field. We'll take a quick break, come back in about 90 seconds, and bring you the kickoff. It is Bryant versus Citronelle, a beautiful night here at Memorial Stadium, homecoming for the Wildcats.
So I wasn't ready for my math test. Didn't know that it was going to come to this. I mean, it was just a phone call so I could get out of testing.
Threatening harm to a school, even as a prank, is a crime. Mobile County law enforcement treats school threats seriously, leading to investigations, arrests, and legal consequences. Think before you act. One moment of bad judgment can have lasting consequences. If you see something, say something. Speak up.
A teacher is one of the biggest investors in a community.
They impact the lives of those we value the most.
Teachers share knowledge which helps shape and mold our future leaders.
Teachers show direction and help build a sense of purpose.
Are you ready to make a change? For more information on teaching opportunities, teacher incentives, or to apply with the Mobile County Public Schools, log on to www.mcpss.com.
What's the matter, baby? You're not feeling good? School-aged children are at a higher risk of getting and spreading germs and viruses. To help protect the spread, students are encouraged to stay home when sick. Parents, it's important for your child to remain at home at least 24 hours after they no longer have a fever of 100 degrees or higher without the use of medications. Please help us maintain a healthy learning environment.
We are moments away from kickoff here at Memorial Stadium. Al Wheaton, Corley Bounty on the sidelines. Kimberly Dunn, our statistician. China Powell. And Citronelle is all geared up and ready. It is homecoming. Corey, I have smelled barbecue. I have smelled fried fish. I have smelled hot wings. I've seen the kids playing football in the parking lot. We've even had a couple of houses already toilet papered before the game has even started already.
It's great Friday night lights,
yes, sir.
Al, and it doesn't get any better than high school football here in our communities. And Citronelle is one of those prideful communities right here up Highway 45. And you look at Alma Bryant's all-time record versus these Citronelle Wildcats, 5-4. Try to make that 6-4 tonight, as this is the 10th overall time that these two programs have met, and this one being a non-region contest.
Very huge, very huge. Heading back to receive the kickoff, Anthony Sturgis and Bobby Orey for Bryant, and handling the kicking duties tonight for Citronelle. We saw this kid 2 weeks ago. Easton Helton will be doing the kicking for the Wildcats. And we're just moments away, as my partner likes to say, from toe meeting leather right here at Memorial Stadium. And Ori's gonna take it, and he bobbles it out of bounds. That's gonna set Bryant up in a long way, I believe about the 6-yard line. Let's take a look at this offense. The Hurricanes are led on the field by sophomore quarterback Makai Von Sinkpachan, who has dual threat capability. He's thrown for 2 scores and is the team's second leading rusher. Bryant will be run heavy tonight behind leading rusher Jaden James, who averages 7.69 yards a carry. When Bryant does pass, look for wide receiver Braxton Edwards to haul it in. He averages 19 yards a grab. Up front, the Hurricanes are slight, averaging just 243 pounds across that front line, Corey.
Well, starting off the game with a special teams miscue is not what head coach Bart Sessions, in his 5th year running this program, how we wanted to start off with offensive coordinator Connor Young having Makai Von Sinkpachan start off from his own 6-yard line.
And Makai's not on the field right now. And we have a flag already. Looks like Jaden James is coming out of the Wildcat in that formation.
Yeah, and it's a situation to where Makai, a pocket passer, you want to go ahead because you start off from your own 6. It's one of those penalties, again, with the delay of game. That's critical because, again, now you're half the distance.
Half the distance.
Citronelle, 4-2-5 defense, defensive coordinator Brace Sullivan pinning their ears back. You can look for a blitz. You got to protect the quarterback here in this situation.
Jaden James, direct snap, just trying to get some forward progress, and the Wildcats say no on the first play from scrimmage. I can see Kobe Weaver and a few Wildcats in on that tackle.
Yeah, Bubba Cochran, Tim Rivers all in on that stop, and it brings up a 2nd down and 13 yards to go from their own 3-yard line. Again, this Bryant offense averaging 18.3 points per game, 1-3 overall. Picking up a huge win a couple of weeks ago against Springville, Al, but starting off here in minus territory is tough to do.
Sturgis in the backfield along with James. Direct snap to Sturgis. He gets out of the hole up to the 10-yard line. Nice run right there from Sturgis. He plays running back, also plays receiver for them as well, so kind of eases the pressure. We'll say it's going to be 2nd and about 6 to go here for the Hurricanes. No, it is 3rd down.
Yeah, and that's a big stop. Head over heels, flipping them over Javoris Coleman. And when you have this Citronelle Wildcat homecoming crowd here at 3rd and 7, you don't want to give up anything deep or commit a penalty in this situation. And if you're Bryant, you've taken your starting quarterback out of it because of your field position.
The cowbells are clanging. Direct snap to Jaden James. Cannot break outside the edge holes, and they contain and wrap him up. Tackle for loss. It's going to be 4th down coming up here for the Hurricanes, and looks like a good 3 and out coming up for the Wildcats as well.
Tim Rivers and J.J. Rivers in on the stop, and it brings up 4th down. And I know in pregame warm-ups when I was watching, the punter, Makai Von Singh Pachan, punted away, saw him averaging close to 40 yards per punt. And we'll see here, Al, if he's able to get a good snap, no turnovers on special teams, what kind of leg this young fella has.
Curvin Noah setting up about the 40-yard line to receive it. Line drive, Noah takes it, but he is hammered right at the 30-yard line by Bryant. Take a look at this Citronelle offense as they come out onto the field. Leading the Wildcats out is senior quarterback Wyatt Nelson. He's a 37% passer with 1 touchdown and 2 INTs. The Wildcats' main weapon is running back Marcus Howard, who averages 4.8 yards a carry with 3 scores on the ground. When the Wildcats throw, look for them to connect with receivers Kobe Weaver or J.J. Rivers to haul it in. Up front, the Wildcats are big, averaging 276 pounds. Left tackle Aiden Forrester checks in at 6'5", 280, and Citronelle is +3 in turnover margin.
Great field position, opening up this first offensive drive for the Wildcats.
All on their own 31-yard line. They hand off to Howard, just kind of weaving his way up to the 25. So credit him with about a 5 or 6 yard gain right there.
Nice stop on the play, coming up and making that tackle for the Hurricanes right at the defensive line of scrimmage, but not before 4 yards were picked up, and just being able to dance and be patient in the hole was Howard. And now 2nd and medium here for the Wildcats, who come in averaging 19.2 points per game.
Ball at the 26-yard line. Play action. They get it out. Pass is complete. That should be enough for the 1st down. Hooked up with J.J. Rivers. Just talked about him in the starting lineup.
Rivers' 5th reception of the season. The 6 foot, 160-pound senior with the big 1st down catch for the Wildcats.
Pass across the seam there, and that's going to be a score, a touchdown for Citronelle as they hook up to who? Kobe Weaver, as he broke they tried to tackle him, Corbin. He broke right through, showing his strength as he picks up his 3rd touchdown reception of the season.
Well, when you look at Kobe Weaver, it's his 2nd receiving touchdown, his 4th overall. They ran a slant to the left side, then they flipped it over and they ran a slant to the right side. Great job of keeping his hand-eye coordination together and being able to come away with a huge catch. And then he shedded tackles as well. Kobe Weaver, 5'10", 185-pound sophomore, scoring 6. Look at his concentration, folks. He breaks 3 tackles and scores 6 for the Wildcats.
Your experience is valuable, and now it pays. Have you taught at a private school, another district, or even retired from teaching? Mobile County Public Schools is now offering higher pay for your previous experience. That means you can step into the classroom at a higher pay level because your experience matters. Don't let your hard work go unrecognized. Apply today and start earning what you've worked for. Visit mcpss.com/job opportunities for more information.
Mark your calendar. Make sure you put it down. October 10th, the next Distance Learning Day coming up for the Mobile County Public School System. So parents, put it on your calendar. October 10th, the next Distance Learning Day for the Mobile County Public School System. Citronelle took advantage of that short field, Corey, and they went ahead and punched it on in. You can see the strength, as you talked about, of Kobe Weaver. Plays on offense and defense for the Wildcats.
And what we love to see is for Kobe Weaver to redeem himself from a couple of weeks ago, coming away with that one. We'll see if Bryant does not have any special teams errors here on this 2nd kickoff.
Nice run right here by Bobby Orr. He gets it up to about the 35 or 36-yard line. Take a look at the scoring drive. 18-yard touchdown reception. Only took 3 plays. They used 61 seconds to eat up that 31 yards. And Citronelle wasn't playing. They are coming out to take care of homecoming business tonight.
Well, I will say this as well. Wyatt Nelson, that's his first throwing touchdown of the season. So congratulations to the 5'10", 160-pound senior for throwing his first passing touchdown of the season.
And what a way to do it on homecoming night, Cora. Fumble snap by Jaden James once again. Citronelle all on top of him. Let's take a look at the defense that Citronelle is running tonight. They play a 4-2-5 scheme. Mike linebacker Tim Rivers leads the team in tackles and tackles for loss. He has 8 of them. Second leading tackle Bubba Cochran will wreak havoc in the middle from his will linebacker position. Out in the secondary, free safety Kobe Weaver has 5 picks, and cornerback Braylon Williams is top 5 in tackles. Up front, defensive end Cohen White leads the team in sacks with 3 on a D-line that averages 239 pounds. There's our first look at Mackay, and before Mackay can do anything, we have a flag on the play.
Rubber dead ball. False start on the offense. Pete, second down.
2 penalties tonight, both against Bryant, and both pre-snap penalties.
Anthony Garrett is our white hat tonight, leading this crew here on Highway 45. But we saw Mackay Von Singh-Pachan punt the football away, and because they were deep in their own territory, he didn't get the start at quarterback, and now you see him have a little bit more room to operate. And like I said, this young man is a varsity baseball, football, and basketball player as well.
Rolls out to his left, connects with the receiver, hauling it in for Bryant, getting some decent field position back. Braxton Edwards, leading receiver for Bryant, as they're trying to play tempo and set up and catch Citronelle sleeping.
11th catch for Braxton Edwards, 5'10", 150-pound junior. And you can see Von Singh-Pachan getting things done early when he's playing ahead of the sticks, but now it's 3rd and close to 7 yards. Rolling that pocket is going to be critical for offensive coordinator Connor Young to help his quarterback out.
Ball on the 38. They need to make the 45 to pick up the first down. Von Singh-Pachan finds the receiver wide open. No one near Jackson Miller, and that's going to be a first down for Bryant, but flags are on the play before we move forward.
Yeah, and that'll be huge if that is against the Hurricanes.
Yes.
Because you look at the execution of that play.
I'm holding on the offense. We're going to pick that down.
And that's one of the hardest things to do. Rolling out to your right, soft touch pass that was completed by Mackay, and to have that come back because of a holding penalty, that will make Bart Sessions irate there on the sideline, but makes it even tougher now for this Bryant offense and offensive coordinator Connor Young to dial up something. But you can see the success. Mackay has the ability to be a straight drop back passer.
Correct.
But he also, when I saw him in warm-ups rolling to his right, was very successful as well.
Pushes them back to the 28-yard line. 3rd and long coming up for the Hurricanes. Von Singh-Pachan looks to the left, airs it out, and it is complete. Brought in, I believe that is Braxton Edwards. It is. What a pass from Von Singh-Pachan. Take a look at the replay.
Just being able to drop back. I told you, he's a drop back passer, folks, but look at the concentration by Braxton Edwards. That is 7-on-7 efficiency. Doesn't get any better than pitch and catch. Caught him in stride. You can see the soft touch and the hurry-up NASCAR offense being run by the Hurricanes.
From their own 28 to the 28 of Citronelle, Jaden James busting through into the red zone. The Hurricanes are on the move. That's a first down. And you can see the momentum shifting on the visitor sideline.
A storm is brewing here in the red zone. Bubba Cochran, the 5'10", 188-pound senior, and I like this NASCAR-type offense by Bart Sessions' squad.
Back to James they go again from the 12-yard line as he hustles up to about the 4. It's going to be 2nd down and short, maybe 2nd and about 2 here for Alma Bryant.
And this is where we saw there, and they're deep in their own territory. They just direct snapped it to Jaden James. You continue to feed this young man the rock and see if he's able to get into the box for 6.
3rd time may be the charm. No, James is met at the line of scrimmage by the Wildcats. No gain on the play.
Tackle by Anthony Snow, 5'9", 210-pound sophomore, makes his 11th solo tackle of the season. Great job of staying home and being able to shed the offensive lineman. But once again, money down, third down here for Bart Sessions and offensive coordinator Connor Young. Al, they must cash in the red zone.
They have to. Anthony Sturgis in the backfield right now, trying to lead for Mekhi Von Sinkpachan. He should have enough for the first down, which will give them first and goal if he's successful here on that run.
Great job of the offensive line up front. You look at them getting a great push, helmet on a helmet. That's Bryce Duff, George Clark, Wade Woods, Devin Smith, and Watley Woodward getting that push up front. And again now, Al, not getting much closer than the 1 yard line, taking the shotgun snap.
First and goal from the 1. This drive started back in their own 35-yard line, but they got pushed back to their 28 due to penalties. And speaking of penalties, we have another one.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense.
So that's going to push Bryant back to the 6-yard line.
That's one of those back-breaking penalties, because what you had is a first and goal to go at your 1 yard line, and now you back it up. But you have a situation to where Mekhi can roll out in the pocket, or you can go ahead and give it directly to Jaden James in the Wildcat as well. So we'll see what they decide to do right here at the 6-yard line.
Sturgis still in the backfield with Von Sinkpachan. They give it to Sturgis. He's weaving his way, but they're locking the gates here. The Wildcats are locking the gates. It's going to be second and goal. He gets up to the 4-yard line on that carry.
Good stop by Tim Rivers, the middle linebacker, 5'10", 200-pound junior. He was our impact player a couple of weeks ago against the Williamson Lions. Also a Crichton Optimist Club Player of the Week award winner in week 0. Second and goal to go, but the playbook is wide open for the Hurricanes.
Back to Sturgis they go again. Bubba Cochran eats him up right at the line of scrimmage, Corey.
And that's what you love to see, a tag team tackle. Wow. There by 99 and 0, Anthony Snow and Bubba Cochran making sure that no yardage was given up. And that's why it was so critical there on that first and goal to go for the 1.
That's right.
Now you're snapping the ball in shotgun position from the 4-yard line of the Wildcats.
I'm really surprised they didn't go to that Wildcat at the 1-yard line and bring in Jaden James. They playing out the gun still. And we have another false start against Alma Bryant.
The shift was supposed to give the defense problems.
False start on the offense.
You saw a mass shift in formation.
Yep.
But instead of making the defense jump, the offense flinched. And we'll have our first timeout. As a week ago, we didn't have heat timeouts.
Well, this is the actual timeout called by Bryant at 3:58, and I think it's a good opportunity for Coach Sessions to calm the team down. They're going to be pushed back to the 9-yard line, third and goal from the 9. Let's check in with Kimberly Dunn. What's going on, Kim?
Before tonight's game, I was able to speak with Coach Sessions and just see what his game plan for tonight was. He said they were most looking forward to an opportunity tonight. They've had a tough season so far, and he said in order for them to really be able to capitalize on tonight's game, they have to play good, solid high school football. And he's hoping that his team is able to kind of reflect the way that Citronelle usually plays their games. He thinks that tonight's going to be a great competition, so if the game can stay clean, we can get rid of some of these penalties, then he's very hopeful that they can come away with this win tonight.
Thank you, Kimberly. We're hoping they can ease off the penalties there, Corey. Citronelle had a nice drive going along, but they're continuing to shoot themselves in the foot. As we said, they got up to first and goal from the 1, and now the ball is spotted at the 9-yard line. It is third and goal. They cannot pick up a first down.
Well, what you have to be aware of is where number 7 is offensively for the Bryant Hurricanes. They also have a nice 6-foot wide receiver in Caleb Burrell. He's a freshman, and you can also go to another big tight end as well. So there is some size there, and we have seen Mekhi Von Sinkpachan have a nice soft touch. So it'll be interesting to see if they try to utilize the tight end or try to find Braxton Edwards here, number 7, in the red zone area.
Jaden James in the backfield with Von Sinkpachan. Double stack receivers on each side. Man in motion. Rolling out to his right, Von Sinkper trying to get as much as he can. I think he got up to the 5 or 4 when he stepped out of bounds. So it's going to be 4th and goal. Bryant most definitely will probably go for this here. Yeah, the ball's going to be at the 4-yard line.
Well, you're looking at close to a 21-yard field goal if you attempt
it. Give or take, yeah, if you attempt it. And let's see.
And they are going to run in the kicker here, Henry Gwynn, who we saw him kick a year ago in the middle school championship from 40 yards out. So if you do attempt this one,
so this will be a nice one. This will be a 21-yard field goal attempt for Gwynn. He's going to set it up right there at the 11-yard line. So Bryant not going for a high snap, but the kick is up, and from our vantage point, it looks to be good. Bryant on the board, 7-3 is our score.
Great make by Henry Gwynn. Unfortunately, they weren't able to score 6, but 3 is better than none. 7-3 our score here late in the first quarter of half.
Looking for unforgettable food and flawless service for your next event? Woodyard Catering is Mobile's top choice for personal chefs and customized catering. From weddings and baby showers to funerals and private dinners, we bring delicious, handcrafted dishes made with the freshest ingredients. Reliable, friendly, full of flavor. Whatever the occasion, we serve it with care. Call Woodyard Catering today, because every event deserves a taste of excellence.
Let us thank Jersey Mike's. They're ready for all of your game day and catering needs with subs by the box or by the bag. They can do it all. Tell them Al and Corey sent you and get the football discount on your order. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. Also, we want to thank BSN Sports with team apparel and equipment from baseball to wrestling and all sports in between. BSN Sports, the heart of the game. Visit them online at bsnsports.com.
There's nothing like having some Jersey Mikes to get us started here before the game and really enjoy Mike and Christina Sinclair. And if you're having those Saturday tailgating experiences or Friday night tailgating experience, stop by Jersey Mike's, any location, and tell them Corey and Al sent you, and they'll give you a nice discount as well. So make sure you mention us.
Curvin Noah, that's a live ball, and Bryant has taken advantage of it. Noah did not get up to retrieve it, and Johnny on the spot for Bryant, hopping right on top of it. I think he may have knocked the wind out of himself.
Yeah, got hit in the groin. And
Brandon looks like Brendan Bourne, but I thought Bourne was out.
He is. That is a New Jersey number. Bourne is on crutches on the sideline.
Yeah, Bourne is out, so someone else is wearing 2 tonight. But that young man will have to take a little break.
But a great job of ball placement. Let's take a look at this kickoff here. After making a field goal, you're able to go ahead and continue the dominance on special teams. And what a great bounce, and the Hurricanes are able to capitalize here off of the first turnover of the game. Yep. And after making a field goal, then you add to the special teams and capitalize with the live ball kickoff turnover, and that's huge.
We'll take a quick break and be back with more action.
Did you know that missing 2 days of school per month
has a negative effect on student achievement?
And that chronic absenteeism is negatively impacting
1 out of every 10 Alabama students.
Studies show students who are chronically absent are more likely to drop out of school. For every 1 day your child is absent from school, it takes 3 days for them to catch up.
So if I am not sick, make sure I'm at school, because missing school means missing out.
A teacher is one of the biggest investors in a community.
They impact the lives of those we value the most.
Teachers share knowledge which helps shape and mold our future leaders.
Teachers show direction and help build a sense of purpose.
Are you ready to make a change? For more information on teaching opportunities, teacher incentives, or to apply with the Mobile County Public Schools, log on to www.mcpss.com.
At Citronelle, we figured it out. That is Cameron Johnson. Corey, I was looking at the wrong row of numbers. on my roster sheet. So that is Cameron Johnson, number 2, who recovered that kickoff, and it is Bryant's ball. That's our first turnover of the ball game, so the momentum still riding with Bryant here. Another special team miscue, this time on Citronelle's behalf.
Well, let's see how they're coming out here. Makai Von Singpachan is on the sidelines, and you're going with a little bit of Wildcat football against the Wildcats.
Low snap to Anthony Sturgis. He picks his hole and met right there by Kobe Weaver as he's going to be tackled. Picks up about 2 or 3 on the play. As we said on the onset, a lot of rushing you're going to see tonight from this Bryant offense, but I did like the passing from Von Singpachan that we saw in that first series, or that second series, rather.
It just gives him a little bit of a breather and versatility there. Weaver, from his free safety spot, anytime you get to that third level, though, that just shows the offense is doing a great job. And it's second down, and we'll call it 6 yards to go as they continue to run this Wildcat offense against the Citronelle Wildcats.
Picked up 4 on the play, another low snap to Sturgis. Boy, right up the middle, he goes north and south into the red zone, inside of the scoring zone, right at the 10-yard line. So that's a first down for Bryant. It's going to be first and goal coming up here for the Hurricanes.
Kervin Noyd trips him up, or that is 6 on the board for the Hurricanes. But once again, the Hurricanes in the red zone area, right at the 10-yard line, cannot have self-inflicted penalties the way they did on that last drive. And I like the fact that they are running this Wildcat, and on this possession, get a good push up front.
Alternated it back between Jaden James and Anthony Sturgis. Jaden James up to the 4-yard line. 6-yard carry right there by the young man. He's the leading rusher for this Hurricanes offense.
Kervin Noyd, again from his strong safety position, making the stop, but offensive coordinator Connor Young has really dialed up a great series here, learning from that last mishap there. After being at the 1-yard line and the penalty happening, having a lot of success. Just run the ball left, run the ball right off guard and tackle. Good push up front.
Second and goal from the 4. Anthony Sturgis met right at the line of scrimmage. I think they'll credit him with 1 yard. Gets it to the 3. 3rd and 3 coming up for the Hurricanes.
Weaver comes up and makes the stop, and it will be 3rd and goal. This time on the 3-yard line.
Right at the 3.
And what you're looking is some misdirection, but you must contain your edges here if you're the Citronelle defense. Bray Sullivan hopes his guys don't lose containment, allowing Bryant to bounce to the outside, because that's where Sturgis wants to have success, bouncing to the outside of this defense.
Looks like this one's going to Sturgis. Low snap. He has space, but we have a stoppage in play, a flag on the play.
And that's what happens.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense.
Second time self-inflicted, but when you have a new quarterback and the quarterback center exchange from Wade Woods isn't clean, that's what you hate to see if you're Bart Sessions, because this is the 2nd consecutive time, Al.
Correct.
I mentioned moments ago the self-inflicted penalties here deep inside the 5-yard line can make the difference in winning a non-region game and losing a non-region game.
3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. Von Singpachan back in the ball game. Another low snap. He rolls out to his left. Throws it across. Incomplete. Tried to get it to Braxton Edwards as he leaked into the flat. And it's incomplete, and it looks as if Bryant is going to kick another field goal here, bringing out Henry Nguyen.
Yeah, a little bit further this time, because it's officially going to be spotted at the 8-yard line. 25-yarder now upcoming for Bryant.
Places a tee down at the, and the holder pushes it back to the 15. So a 25-yard attempt here for Nguyen. Snap, the hold, the kick, right through the uprights. Back-to-back field goals for the Hurricanes. Our score, 7-6.
Hey,
Mobile County parents, it's time to launch your little learner into success with the Mobile County Public Schools First Class Pre-K program. If your child turns 4 years old on or before September 1st, they qualify for this incredible opportunity. Online registration begins January 15th, so don't miss out. Visit MCPSS.com for more information and a complete listing of pre-K sites, screening, and selection information. The MCPSS First Class Pre-K program, where big dreams start small.
Hi, I'm Renee Phillips, Director of Communication for Mobile County Public Schools and your host of Homeroom. I invite you to join us as we learn about the great things happening in our schools across the county. On Homeroom, you get to meet students and educators who are in our schools every day doing wonderful things. Join us as we take an in-depth look at their stories, issues, people, and policies of the Mobile County Public Schools. That's Homeroom. You can find it weekly right here on the MCPSSTV network.
We welcome you back to Memorial Stadium in Citronelle. It is homecoming for the Wildcats, and right now, Bryant kind of having a homecoming of sorts. Points off turnovers. Once again, another little pooch kick there. This one fielded by Citronelle as the returner bounces off his own teammate. But a decent return here for the Wildcats, much better than the previous series.
Yeah, that's Noyd, Kervin Noyd on the return there is he had a special teams miscue the last time, was making sure he secured that football. The 5'9", 150-pound junior will give the Wildcats an opportunity here to have the football. And you'll see here what happens now, definitely for Citronelle, having success off that first drive, just running a couple of quick slants, one to the left and one to the right.
46 seconds remain here in the first quarter. Javarius Coleman comes out on the field, doesn't even have his helmet on. 1st and 10 from the 40. They give it to Coleman, trying to pick his spot. He's going to pick up maybe 1 or 2 on the carry, just inside the 40 up to the 38. Sorry, to the 42.
Braden Saltz, 5'10", 157-pound junior, makes his 7th solo tackle from the nickel position. And it'll be a 1-yard gain for the Wildcats there. But where they really were able to take advantage, Al, is off of those slants. And we'll see. They don't have to snap the ball again here for the first quarter to end.
There's about a 1-second difference between the game clock and the play clock. And Nelson snaps it. They set up a screen, pitching it out. Nice grab and reception right there by J.J. Rivers. That's enough for the first down. And our last play of the first quarter. So Citronelle ends the first quarter with a first down. And we'll take a break and come back and bring you second quarter action. Citronelle's on top, but just by 1. 7-6 is our score after 1 quarter.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ayla, hi. Oh, hi, Sierra. How are you? Good. How are things?
Things couldn't be better.
What do you mean?
Well, I just started this new job as a school teacher with the Mobile County Public Schools, and it has been a life changer. Great benefits, the hours are great, and great students. Just overall, it's a great opportunity.
Oh, wow, that sounds great. Yeah. I'm going to look into that.
You should.
For more information, visit mcpss.com/job opportunities.
Hey Alexa, tell me about Mobile County Public Schools.
With 53,000 students in 90 schools, Mobile County Public Schools equips and empowers college and career-ready graduates. Several MCPSS schools are ranked among Alabama's top 10. Yearly, graduating students earned about $110 million in college scholarships and 10,000 career credentials. MCPSS is learning today, leading tomorrow. Does that answer your question?
For our producer, Quentin Howard, director Wade Ford, and engineer Fran Conway, we appreciate you joining us for tonight's MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. I'm Al Whedon, Corey LeBounty on the sidelines, Kimberly Dunn atop the press box at Memorial Stadium. We have our statistician, China Powell, and there's a look at the homecoming queen and her court. Corey, both of the bands played before halftime, so you know what's going down at halftime. All the dads are going to come out with their suits and their ties on, and their feet might be hurting because they had to put the church shoes on to escort their daughter out here for homecoming. So we'll get to see these beautiful young ladies once again and find out who's the homecoming queen, and her court will reign for the 25-26 year. Here coming up at halftime. So 1st and 10 on the 46 for the Wildcats. Hand off to Marcus Howard. Howard goes north and south, picks up about 4 or 5 on the play, pushes it up to the 46-yard line of Bryant.
Kelvin Martinez, the 5'10", 205-pound senior defensive end with his 3rd solo tackle of the season, but you can see a nice push on that first down play right in between guard and tackle for the Wildcats.
Correction, 41-yard lines where the ball spotted. Play action, ball is high, intended for Kyron Grice. Nelson's pass is errant. 3rd and short, well, not 3rd and short, 3rd and 5 coming up here for the Wildcats.
And Grice, you have a high heater in that situation, and it was almost another slant ball, and that's where they have felt that they have a lot of success. And I wouldn't be surprised here that if they're able to keep the chains moving on this possession, that we don't see another type of slant play here on the short side of the field closest to the Hurricanes sidelines.
Direct snap to Marcus Howard, and Bryant read all of that. The progression of that formation just was too slow, Corey. You couldn't trick anyone with that. You knew you were going to direct snap to Marcus Howard.
Saltz, the linebacker, coming up, putting a little salsa on that play, and that's a big-time stop for the Hurricanes as they have run off a quick 6 points and 3 points off of turnovers, and now forcing the Wildcats to punt. Special teams here, we'll see if they're able to flip the field with a great punt by the Wildcats.
Easton Helton averages 36.6 yards a punt, but he'll have to wait a second. We have a flag on the play.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense. 4th down.
False start called against Citronelle. Corey, I'm going to look over here at China Power. I think that's Citronelle's first penalty tonight.
It is the first one called, as we've had 3 or 4 called against the Hurricanes. But here we'll see now if they're able to pin the Hurricanes deep in their own territory.
Braxton Edwards is just going to stay away from this. Citronelle gets the roll, and they're going to down it at the 17-yard line. So Bryant will touch the ball for the first time in the second quarter, starting deep in their own territory at their own 17.
Well, I will say this too, Al. If you bring back out number 12, Makai Von Sinkpachan, this is an ideal situation to protect him and take your shot on first down. You just have to make sure you protect your quarterback. And we've seen him go Wildcat a lot, but here in this situation, I think that you're able to show the precision of Makai and his arm, as he had an explosive throw earlier in the contest.
Jaden James in the backfield. They hand it off to James, runs through the B gap. Nice run right there by Jaden James. Young fella, he averages about 7.6 yards per carry, pushes it up past the 25. That's about an 8 to 9 yard pickup. 2nd and short coming up here for Bryant.
Marquise Hughes with the stop for the Wildcats, and it will be 2nd and short now for the Hurricanes. And this is where you go ahead and you utilize Jaden James and get that first down yardage through the push of your offensive line without committing a penalty.
9 yard pickup by James right there. They go back to him. He gets the first down and a little bit more as he crosses over the 30-yard line for Bryant.
And that's a great play call because Cohen White, 6'1", 230-pound junior, makes the stop, but 2nd and short yardage. If you were able to do that on the goal line, it equates to 6 points.
That's true.
And it's amazing how this Citronelle defense has bowled up in the red zone area, but in between the 20s, they have really been gashed.
Yep, giving up a lot of chunk plays to Bryant tonight. Play clock approaching 10 seconds here for the Hurricanes. Empty set for Von Sinkpachan. Fakes it. That's a lot. Nope, incomplete. They say the arm was coming forward. Incomplete.
Great pressure by Bubba Cochran coming right up the middle from his will linebacker spot, not giving Mackay an opportunity to step into that throw at all. The 5'10", 188-pound senior really goes untouched.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a tremendous call by defensive coordinator Bray Sullivan, and even better execution by Bubba Cochran, picking the right gap to blitz from and not giving the quarterback a chance to stand in tall in the pocket.
Right up the middle. They hand off to James once again. He bounces it outside, but he is written down. It looks like Jacoby Snow on the tackle right there.
Yeah, tag team Anthony Snow there on the tackle, having a little backup help as well, coming from the secondary or from the defensive end, Marquise Hughes. And now you're looking at a 2nd down and 10 with a penalty flag on the play.
The sideline warning on Bryant.
So Alma Bryant has been issued a sideline warning. The next one will result in a penalty if they are caught again violating the sidelines. 3rd and 12 here, ball at the 30-yard line coming up for Bryant.
Well, I want to see here how they're going to cover Braxton Edwards. Will they decide to play bracket coverage with the safety over the top, or will they go one-on-one coverage here? Because Edwards, I like the matchup if you don't double him, but I see him having help over the top, playing probably 15 yards deep.
Edwards here on the near side. Pass is too high for the intended target. Trying to get it out to Caleb Burrell, someone you talked about in the last series, a young receiver for the Hurricanes. So it is 4th down for Bryant. And looks as if the special teams unit will be coming out. Von Sinkpachan is the punter for the team.
Didn't have the type of punt he wanted in the first one. It got end over end and took a bounce. And Citronelle has 2 people back. And we'll see here if it is a clean punt by Mackay or whether Bryant struggles.
Curvin Noyd and Kobe Weaver back to receive. And Von Sinkpachan kind of shanks that one. Hits at the 50 and bounds out of bounds right at the midfield stripe. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Citronelle on the 50-yard line.
Well, so far it's been a great contest between these 2 teams. And if you're a Hurricanes fan, you're just disappointed with the red zone execution.
I'd agree.
And if you're a Wildcat fan, you're disappointed with the special teams execution. But so far here, 7-6 our score with 8:27 remaining. The Wildcats and Wyatt Nelson, you can look for a big dose of Camarcus Howard right here along with J.J. Rivers and Kobe Weaver.
Trip receivers to the bottom. Nelson back there by himself. Kobe Weaver goes into motion with the jet sweep. And he is met by 4 Hurricanes who tackle him for a 2-yard loss.
That is tremendous pursuit by Braden Saltz from his nickel linebacker position. He just holds and stays in his lane. Look at number 13 disrupt this in the backfield early. He's not able to go ahead and come away with a clean solo tackle, but he waits and has help from this Hurricane defense.
1-yard loss on the play, 2nd and 11. Okay, Marcus Howard in the backfield now with Nelson. Setting up a little tunnel screen. Pass is complete to J.J. Rivers, but once again, Hurricanes all on top of Citronelle.
Well, the pass was completed, but the pursuit was great as well. Quick little tunnel screen, as you mentioned, trying to set it up, but the wide receivers weren't able to get any blocking established down the field. And now you're looking at a 3rd and 10 yards to go from midfield for Citronelle.
Back to the original line of scrimmage. And I hear whistles on the play. We may have a stoppage coming up.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense.
And that would be why I heard the whistle. I don't see the flag, but it is going to be against Citronelle, so that'll push them back to the 45. 3rd and 15 coming up for the Wildcats now.
Well, on 3rd and 15, you have to make sure that you value the football, pigskin protection, and you don't turn the football over right here. Wyatt Nelson has to make sure he doesn't eye down his wide receiver if he throws this football.
Trip receivers to the top. Nelson airs it out, trying to hook up with Kobe Weaver, and it falls short. And the Hurricanes have a brief celebration in the secondary as they knew they did not give up a big one right there.
Could have been an explosive play, but the secondary of the Hurricanes stayed solid, Al, and because of it, it brings up a punting situation, kind of in no man's land there, but you really want to flip the field and make the Hurricanes have to earn everything that they're going to get here late in the second quarter.
Braxton Edwards standing at his own 20-yard line. Nice punt right there from Helton. Goes out of bounds, so decent field position coming up here for the Hurricanes at their own 24-yard line. Don't forget, coming up, we'll have the Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge. Kimberly Dunn will try to get a Chick-fil-A winner tonight as the Cow goes moo on homecoming night here at Memorial Stadium. So stick around for the Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge coming up when we head into halftime. Balls at the 24-yard line, 1st and 10 coming up for Bryant.
And you look at Citronelle offensively, had a great opening drive.
Right.
Being able on that shortened field, 3 plays, 61 seconds, and putting the first points on the board. Have stalled out since then, and credit the Bryant Hurricanes for settling in. Now here's a situation now that you have to be aware as Makai von Sinkpachan is not in the game, and more Wildcat by the Hurricanes.
Jaden James with the direct snap and the carry. He picks up about 1 on the play, so it'll be 2nd down coming up here for Bryant, 9 yards to go.
2 weeks ago when we saw this Wildcat defense and offense, they were just outplayed and outmanned and outgunned by a superior Williamson team. A week ago against Viger, the #1 ranked team in 5A, they earned the respect of everyone in the state of Alabama by taking Viger to the end of that contest, and the score not being indicative of how close Citronelle was to upsetting Viger. And this Citronelle team just trying to capitalize off of that momentum this week.
Direct snap to Anthony Sturgis. Boy, he plows ahead close up to the 30-yard line. I think he's short. They'll put him at the 29. That's something I was talking with Randy Kennedy about yesterday on Sports Talk 99.5. I don't know which Citronelle team I'm going to see tonight, Corey. We saw that team against Williamson just totally manhandled. And last week, we didn't know what was going on. They were up on Viger. Viger had to come back and score twice to win that ball game last week.
Yeah, twice within the last 4 minutes
right.
of that. So, again, don't know if Viger was overlooking this Wildcat team, but they show the potential there of what this young team can do for head coach Jason Rowell in his 3rd season.
35 from the 29, up the middle they go once again, pushing the pile. It's going to be close. The line to gain is the 34-yard line, and I believe the sticks are going to move. That's a 1st down for Bryant.
Yeah, we're going to get a 1 in that situation. That 1 means it's a 1st down, and it's controlling the clock in this drive here with 5:50 remaining in the second quarter. The Hurricanes establishing control, shortening the game as well.
Direct snap back to Jaden James, continuing out this Wildcat formation with offensive coordinator Bray Sullivan on the calls for the Hurricanes. We talked about their offensive line, only 243 pounds, but he's bringing in some H-backs and some tight ends to provide some extra poundage to open up those gaps for James and Sturgis to run through.
Marquise Hughes and Tim Rivers on the stop, defensive end and linebacker there. Not a lot of movement there, but enough to pick up a couple yards, and we'll call it 2nd and a long 8 for the Hurricanes.
3-yard pickup right there. James tackled right at the line of scrimmage. They may credit him with 1. We'll see where they spot it at. Ball was at the 37. And I think, 1-yard pickup. He gets up to the 38 on that carry. So 3rd down coming up here for Bryant.
Tim Rivers with the stop there. Another stop for this linebacker as he's been very active tonight defensively for Citronelle. But we've seen numerous 3rd downs. Some have been converted, some is not. More so harder to convert this 3rd and long as Citronelle is ready here. Bray Sullivan readies the defense.
Sturgis with the carry right up the middle he goes. He's met at the 41-yard line by a few Wildcats, and he's going to be about 3 yards short of the 1st down.
Rivers again with another stop for the Wildcats. Brings up 4th down and 4 yards to go. And with the ball being at their own 42-yard line, Bart Sessions, we'll see if he goes with a quick kick or rolls the dice and trust this O-line to pick him up what he needs. I would call timeout to get in this situation.
Bart Sessions has used his second timeout of the first half to discuss it. Coming up, 4th down and 2 yards to go here for Bryant, pretty much as we talk about it. Almost somewhat in no man's land, but it is on the plus side of the field for Citronelle if you don't pick up this first down. So it is decision time. But they've been running the ball pretty consistently tonight, Corey, out of this Wildcat formation.
It's just so hard to do, Al, when you look at where you are on the field, because in this situation, you're only trailing by 1 point. I think that flipping the field here is more important than giving up the momentum and getting the crowd behind if you get that 4th down stop. So Bart Sessions get paid the big bucks to make this type of decisions for this young Bryant Hurricanes team. And I will say this about both teams. A lot of freshmen, sophomores, and juniors on both of these rosters.
That is correct.
And because of it, you know, youth will soon become old heads here within the next year or two for both of these programs and pay dividends. But right now, a tough decision for Bart Sessions to see whether he wants to go ahead and pin Citronelle deep or give the momentum with great field position for Citronelle.
Well, it looks like they're going for it. Von Singpachan is on the sidelines. 4th and 2 coming up here for the Hurricanes. They need to get to the 44 to pick up the first down. Sturgis up the middle, north and south, and he gets it, and the sticks are going to move once again for Alma Bryant.
Yeah, rolling the dice there in that situation and deciding to go ahead and go for it. And that's a huge first down as the clock continues to run with 3:47 remaining here in the second quarter, and a nice mini drive being established by the Hurricanes.
Eating up time. Remember, we are not under heat timeouts anymore. Jaden James gets past the midfield stripe up to the 49-yard line of Citronelle. They had him stopped, but he kept those legs turning.
And again, I give tremendous credit to Parker McClung, Bryce Duff, George Clark, Wade Woods, and Devin Smith up front, making things happen, moving the line of scrimmage, because you see the pile continue to go forward and not backwards in that situation.
2nd and 6 here for the Hurricanes. James escapes one, but the second Wildcat defender catches him, tackle for loss, puts him back on the other side of the 50 to the 49-yard line of Citronelle.
Coming up and making that stop, number 2 for the Citronelle Wildcats. And I just know that the clock continues to run as they approach midfield, and the Hurricanes with 2:47 here in the second quarter, just deliberately establishing this pace to where if they don't get a first down or a touchdown, they're going to make Citronelle call timeouts in order to get this football back.
3rd and 8 coming up here for the Hurricanes. In this same Wildcat formation, looks like Sturgis is going to take the direct snap, and Sturgis back to pass. He's left-handed, and that ball is picked off by Citronelle. A flag on the play.
That flag, I think it could be pass interference.
I believe so. I don't have a name for number 2. He's blank on my roster. But that possibly could be PI, but I believe we have an injured Hurricane down on the field right now, writhing in pain right near the 45-yard line.
It's pass interference. It's the defense.
That's the PI, Corey. I thought that's what I saw. I didn't see the flag, but I thought it was a flag after the interception. Take a look at the replay here.
Yeah, you'll clearly
it's
see
right
PI.
There, right there.
Clearly see PI by the defender there. And, you know, the injury here is what everyone is taking a look at, as the replay will show Anthony Garrett and his crew being Johnny on the spot there on that call.
Take away the interception. We have the pass interference against the defense.
So a lost interception for Citronelle as they place the ball at the 37-yard line, plus territory here for the Hurricanes. And this drive continues to go, but continues to eat up clock.
But it was a nice one-handed interception.
It was.
Just
Gordon.
all for naught because his teammate had already tackled the wide receiver who was intended for. I think it was J.J. Rivers.
I believe it was.
That was committed the foul there for the Wildcats. But you look at now where Citronelle is on this particular defensive drive here, that they're giving up positive yardage to the Hurricanes. Ball's going to be spotted right at the 37-yard line.
And Jason Rowell has called timeout. He wants to have a conversation with Anthony Garrett. Don't forget, coming up, the Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge will take place. Kimberly Dunn will climb into the stands and gather a spectator and ask them a question, give them a multiple choice answer. If they select it correctly, they'll win a Chick-fil-A prize pack. And Eric makes the cow go moo once again. The Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge coming up. Boy, Jason Rowell is giving it to Anthony Garrett right now.
Well,
it's
one of those where if you're going to use your timeout, you're going to make sure you get your money's worth.
Yep, pretty much.
That's what the head coach is doing. So let's back that up. And if we're able to re-rack that and look at it one more time there, I think the corner, J.J. Rivers, that I mentioned, is the one who's going to be called guilty of the pass interference.
Rivers is number 4. He's number 4.
Let's take a look and see here. The defensive back 6 is who is going to be the guilty party there. Jacob Knight from his free safety position. And that's just great job in the truck, guys, of being able to bring us that back real time and to see what Coach Rowell was arguing about versus what Coach Sessions was hoping would be a defensive PI instead of offensive PI.
1st and 10, balls on the 37-yard line of Citronelle. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Jaden James, Anthony Sturgis still back in this Wildcat formation. Up the middle goes James. Crosses the 35 up to about the 34, 33-yard line.
And you can see the hard downhill running of Jaden James, the 5'9", 158-pound junior. Has over 60 rushes on the season, over 450 yards with 1 rushing touchdown. Also has 6 receptions for 66 yards and 2 touchdowns, showing his versatility out of the backfield.
Ball's at the 34, 2nd and 7 here for the Hurricanes. Now it's Anthony Sturgis' turn. And the Wildcats are just trying to hold on to slow his progress down. Sturgis picks up about 2 on the play.
Sturgis is a 5'7", 155-pound freshman, a great-looking freshman for Bart Sessions as this young man continues to put on weight, as he continues to age. This young man already has shown blazing speed with 2 touchdowns of the season, but shows his versatility as well.
3rd and 4, balls on the 31. They give it to James this time. He waits for his blocker to get out the way. That kind of held up his progress as he gets to the 30-yard line, but he's still about 3 yards short of the first down.
Cohen White from his defensive end makes another solo tackle. That's going to be his 17th solo tackle of the season, and this is the second 4th down of this drive. Right around midfield, we saw them pick up 3 yards. We'll see if they're able to continue to kill this clock with 35 seconds remaining in the quarter. Bryant in no hurry, because I mentioned their kicker, Henry Gwynn. We saw him last year kick a 40-yarder in pregame in the middle school championship.
There's the timeout.
And we know he's comfortable there.
Timeout call by Bart Sessions right there. Speaking of the middle school championship, 2 years ago, quarterback for Alba Sharks, Makai Von Sinkpachan. The first time we saw this young man as an 8th grader, Corey. Last year he played varsity basketball. He was the tallest kid on the team at 6'3". So, you know, he's definitely used to making things happen and being basically put in positions where he needs to show out. Let's see here. Corey, a couple games got rained out yesterday. Denton, Mobile County Training Hankins, and Grand Bay, as we speak of middle school, also causing Callaway Smith. But Action Phillips Prep blanks Williamson 20-0. I'm surprised to see that one right there. Pillins all over Clark Shaw. The redemption of Matt Moore continues. Scarborough wins 28-6. China Power told me they are in the playoffs. Lott wins over Alba yesterday 30-8. That was our championship game last year, Corey, over at Blunt. And Burns over Sims 12-8.
Yeah, great to see middle school football going on. And again, the push for the playoffs continues. And
here are the standings right here.
You look at the great standings, but I will say this: when you have Alba Middle playing, I do believe, in back-to-back middle school championships, you hope it'll reap benefits for your feeder program, which is the Hurricanes and Bart Sessions. And we'll see here with a 4th and 4 whether they're able to go ahead and convert. Coach Session rolling the dice once again for the Hurricanes.
Out Makai Von St. We just talked about him. He has time. Clean pocket. Pass is incomplete. 4th down. They went for it. Tried to connect with his receiver, Anthony Sturgis. And it's ball over on downs with 18 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, just a little bit too far from the outstretched arms of the intended wide receiver. That's a throw to where the offensive line did a great job of giving him plenty of protection.
Sure did.
You know he would love to have that throw back, but it's a turnover on downs here with 18 seconds remaining. Citronelle, we'll see if they decide to take a knee and take it into the half.
And they are lining up in that formation to protect the pigskin. They're just going to take a knee and take it into the locker room. It started off looking good for the Wildcats, and after that, things have kind of been a bit shaky on homecoming night, only up by 1 point. 2 field goals kicked by Henry Nguyen for Bryant to bring them within 1 point, Corey.
Yeah, the type of battle that you would like to see in a non-region game.
Good test.
Special teams are something that both coaches are going to emphasize because Bryant has been able to capitalize 2 for 2 on field goals, but not executing in the red zone. I know Coach Rao is not going to be happy with the fact that his players have given up explosive plays to the air and as well as created a short field in this special team situation. So it'll be interesting to see what the strategies and the execution will be by these teams coming out in the second half.
It's something we told you at the onset of the ball game. Bryant's going to run that ball a lot tonight, and they've continued to wear down this Citronelle defense, continuing to run, and then they get in a position and try to pop a pass, and we've seen it completed, as we just saw, one was incomplete.
Give your best athletes to football, and that's what, so far, Bryant has been able to do.
Let's check in with Kimberly Dunn with Jason Rowell.
Coach Rowell, your players started out this game pretty explosive, but then after that, they haven't really been able to capitalize. What adjustments are you hoping to make with this team and talk about in the locker room?
Well, we got to make smart decisions with the football. You know, when we got 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6, and maybe not throw the RPO right there and get us in a chance to have 3rd and short, you know, and not have to punt the ball back to them. But, man, we got to get Alma Bryant off the field. They've capitalized on some field position and some personnel, and we haven't been able to get off the field on defense. I think we only had it 3 times in that half. So we've got to get the football back to score.
As you go in the locker room and talk with your players, what's the message you're giving them to prepare and come out and win the battle tonight?
You know, we got to take care of the football. You know, a special teams miscue right there, which is one of the keys to victory we talked about. You know, we got to come out and we've got to possess the football and we got to go score. That's it.
All right, thank you, Coach. I'll let you get with your team.
Thank you, Kimberly. We appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break and come back and bring you halftime. We have to crown a queen tonight. It is homecoming here in Citronelle. Don't you move.
At Genuine Bling, discover stunning fashion jewelry that turns heads for just $5. That's right, $5. From bold statement pieces to everyday sparkle, we've got the bling. So why wait? Treat yourself, your friends, or your entire wardrobe. Fashion fun for just $5. And don't miss the Bling Live. Join Charmaine Watson on Facebook, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. for exclusive pieces, styles tips, and surprise deals. Genuine Bling, where fashion only costs $5. Hey, Mobile County parents, it's time to launch your little learner into success with the Mobile County Public Schools First Class Pre-K program. If your child turns 4 years old on or before September 1st, they qualify for this incredible opportunity. Online registration begins January 15th, so don't miss out. Visit MCPSS.com for more information and a complete listing of pre-K sites, screening and selection information. The MCPSS First Class Pre-K program, where big dreams start small.
Your experience is valuable, and now it pays. Have you taught at a private school, another district, or even retired from teaching? Mobile County Public Schools is now offering higher pay for your previous experience. That means you can step into the classroom at a higher pay level because your experience matters. Don't let your hard work go unrecognized. Apply today and start earning what you've worked for. Visit mcpss.com/job opportunities for more information.
Mobile County Public Schools' Signature Academy program is here to help those students who want to jumpstart their career right out of high school. With more than 100 specialized courses ranging from engineering, computer networking, nursing, welding, and more, we prepare students for college and career readiness. To learn more, log on to MCPSS.com. Mobile County Public Schools' Signature Academy program, preparing students for life.
Looking for unforgettable food and flawless service for your next event? Woodyard Catering is Mobile's top choice for personal chefs and customized catering. From weddings and baby showers to funerals and private dinners, we bring delicious, handcrafted dishes made with the freshest ingredients. Reliable, friendly, full of flavor. Whatever the occasion, we serve it with care. Call Woodyard Catering today, because every event deserves a taste of excellence.
Don't forget to mark your calendar. Coming up October 10th, the next Distance Learning Day for the Mobile County Public School system. Parents, put it down in your phone or your calendar, best way you can. October 10th, mark that down. It's the next Distance Learning Day for Mobile County Public Schools. And now we're going to peek in at homecoming festivities as they announce the court and the queen. We'll tune in and listen as Citronelle introduces their homecoming court. We're going to take a break and come back and bring you a look at the Alabama State Sports Writers Association Top 10 polls and region standings throughout the area. It's homecoming night in Citronelle.
There's a lot to like about Mobile County Public Schools.
What I enjoy about Mobile County School is the extra attention my teachers give us to help us learn.
Teachers are liking their access to technology, and students are liking the quality of their education.
I like the technology that's been incorporated into my education.
And since 1826, you have trusted us to prepare your child for their future, and we like that. Mobile County Public Schools. We are learning today, leading tomorrow.
Did you know that missing 2 days of school per month
has a negative effect on student achievement?
And that chronic absenteeism is negatively impacting
1 out of every 10 Alabama students.
Studies show students who are chronically absent are more likely to drop out of school. For every 1 day your child is absent from school, it takes 3 days for them to catch up.
So if I am not sick, make sure I'm at school, because missing school means missing out.
Do you have a student who would benefit from a more flexible learning schedule? The MCPSS Academy of Virtual Learning was created for you. It's reimagining education for independent, motivated, responsible learners in grades 6 through 12. Students can take regular, honors, AP, or dual enrollment courses all at their own pace. And virtual learning doesn't mean isolation. Our teachers know their students and frequently work with them one-on-one. Are you ready to learn your way? Visit our website, mcpssvirtuallearning.com.
Homecoming festivities still taking place here at halftime. Citronelle on top 7-6, but right now it is time for the Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge. Let's check in with Kimberly Dunn.
I have some super fans here with me tonight for our Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge. Are y'all having fun tonight? Yes, ma'am. All right, awesome. So tell us your names and where you go to school.
AC, I'm Mac David Jones, and I'm 9 years old. My name's Rafe. I go to Mac David Jones, and I'm 9 years old, too.
My name is Wyatt, and I go to McDavid Jones, and I don't really play any sports.
That's all right. Well, you get to come and have a good time watching this football game, don't you? Are y'all ready for our question tonight? All right, here we go. Let's use all that brain power, boys. It says, babies are born with about 270 bones, but many fuse together as they grow. By adulthood, how many bones does a human skeleton have, okay? I'm going to read the answer choices, and then you tell me what you think it is. Y'all ready? All right, is it A, 156, B, 206, C, 256, or D, 306? You think you know it? Y'all want to talk and see if you got it? What y'all think it is? All right, all right, you ready? All right, 1, 2, 3.
206.
206. Let's see. That's right. Good job, guys. So now you are the winners of our Chick-fil-A prize pack. We've got some awesome gift cards in here. Show them out what you just won. Let's pull some things out. Awesome. A cup, Chick-fil-A cozy. Can't have a Chick-fil-A prize pack without our cow. So y'all have to share these things together. Great job. And I want you to look and say, go Wildcats.
Great job, Kimberly. Another winner with the Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge. Right now, we want you to tune in to the Leadership Officers Training Corps video and learn all about LOTC with the Mobile County Public Schools.
Hello, my name is Andy Bennett. I am the owner and president of Interactive Learning and the co-creator of the Chisel 365 Leadership Curriculum and Technology. For the last Hello, my name is Andy Bennett. I am the owner and president of Interactive Learning and the co-creator of the Chisel 365 Leadership Curriculum and Technology. For the last 20 years, I've been working in the schools and with our nation's JROTC programs. I was asked to give a real quick interview and answer a few questions about our Chisel 365 curriculum. So first question was, why did we see a need for this program? Kind of back to the name here, character, health and fitness, interactive, service, and leadership. That's what we were trying to deliver. We found that high school was too late. It was too late to wait for high school to get these students in this program that could change the course of their life, give them identity, give them a hope for a bright future. So we needed to create that earlier on and catch those kids, get them with healthy habits and communicating better, just becoming better citizens and better leaders.
Detachment, attention. The Cadet Creed.
The Cadet Creed. I am Leadership and Character Development Corps Cadet.
The way it works, what's supposed to work, is a program we invite the little kids to come in and to be a part of the program. Because we figure like this, you know, a lot of the middle school kids comes in and they either join band or they go to PE because they want to be athletes. But you still have those kids who don't want to be in band and they know they're not going to be athletes. So we recruit those kids so we can put them in a leadership program because we know leadership is something that they can use for the rest of their lives. And those kids that we bring in who are non-athletes are the ones who stay in the program all the way through. You know, even though in the 7th grade they can become athletes, a lot of them come back once their season is over. So the great thing is that we capture them, we teach them how to team build, we have fun activities for them, and they want to stay.
Well, the first thing it does, it offers them a place in the school. It is a program built for any and every student. Every student can find their place in LOTC. Every student will evolve into something greater. They do this program. It brings good out of them, brings the confidence out of them, skills out of them. It's a program that's built for all students.
When I was in the program, I didn't really think much of it. I thought it was just another fun program to be in, but the longer I stood in it, I really realized how much it highlighted leadership skills, and that really made me want to stay.
So in life, it made me reach out to more people. It made me connect with others that I wouldn't normally talk to. It made me build relationships with instructors, and they have helped me throughout school.
I could not see any reason that you would not have an LOTC in every middle school. If you have football, if you have band, if you have the arts, why would you not offer this leadership program in alignment with those other groups? When you search for leadership programs, we've looked high and low. There's not a lot out there for something that I have seen with the return on investment. I don't know what it even costs to start up an LOTC program because we've always had it, but I know that we wouldn't do without it. And just recently we're looking at budget cuts, and no one's looking to cut out LOTC, but it's the foundation of our culture. And we have a culture of high expectations where young men are developed into real world leaders, and that's what LOTC has provided for us.
It really helps kiddos with just leadership opportunities. We are also an international baccalaureate school, and so we use that as what we call a design course. And so kiddos learn a lot of different qualities and within the program, in terms of leadership and how they can become better people, better citizens. And so all our 6th grade students take LOTC. 7th grade is an elective, and 8th grade is an elective as well.
This program absolutely works. It absolutely works. We started off, like I said, with one when I got here. They put 3 more in once I got here, and now we're up to 15. And more schools all over Texas. We got 20 programs in Fort Worth. We got 29 in Dallas. We got 15 up in Houston. We got another 5 on the outskirts of San Antonio. So we got about 85 programs in Texas alone. Absolutely it works. As the rate is growing, we'll be bigger than JRTC in the next 5 years.
Mobile County Public Schools completes about $100 million. Mobile County Public Schools completes about $100 million in school construction each year. And we're looking for new contractors and construction vendors to help us ensure that all students are learning in top-notch facilities. Is your company interested in becoming a construction vendor for Mobile County Public Schools so you can bid on these projects? We need contractors, plumbers, HVAC installers, roofers, electricians, painters, and more. Follow these steps to become a vendor. Number 1, complete the vendor application online. Under System, select Business, and then under Resources, click Vendor Online Application. Number 2, enter the vendor portal. Click Apply to agree to the terms and click Save and Next. Number 3, enter your business information as prompted. A tax ID number or social security number will be required to complete the application. At the bottom of each page, click Save and Next. To find out what projects are currently open for bidding, visit mcpss.com/bid invitation. Follow MCPSS Facilities Facebook page and email facilities to receive notifications. Complete these easy steps and your company soon may be part of Team MCPSS.
We welcome you to Memorial Stadium here in Citronelle with homecoming festivities taking place during halftime. I think they just announced the homecoming queen, Corey. The queen, Hayden Davis, right there, receiving her beautiful crown, escorted by her father. The crowd just cheered in excitement for Hayden. Congratulations to her.
And that's part of the Friday Night Lights that makes it so special. You have a homecoming, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Correct.
She'll remember that moment along with her family and friends forever.
So congratulations. There's the principal with her as well. All right, let's take a look at the Alabama Sports Writers Association top 10 polls for this week. It's another week with the Wolves on top and Williamson sitting at number 3. The top 5 teams here are the same from last week. Leeds' first loss of the year drops them to 9 as Central, Clay, Northside, and Scottsboro all slide up 1 spot. Outside the top 10, UMS Wright still on the outside looking in, picking up 1 vote, Corey.
Yeah, I mean, UMS Wright having a bye this past week and getting back after tonight in non-region play against TR Miller. But what we're looking for, folks, is an epic 1 versus 2 showdown here within the next 3 weeks. Viger and Williamson, that's why this year 5A Region 1 to me is the toughest region in the entire state of Alabama, 1A through 7A included.
And last check, Williamson up on top of Murphy in the second quarter, 66-0. All right, let's move up to 6A. Last week's number 1, Parker, drops a game, so both Clay Chalkville and Saraland climb 1 spot each respectively. Spain Park suffers their second loss of the season and fall to 10, with Benjamin Russell leapfrogging up 3 spots from 9 to 6. Outside the top 10, Theodore picks up 4 votes, and I think, Corey, you watching Clay Chalkville beat Thompson last night, weren't you?
Huge win for Clay Chalkville, moving to with 1 more victory against a very nationally ranked Thompson team. Everybody knows about Mark Freeman and his success there, and my good friend Mark Freeman, his team had a big lead last night that evaporated against Clay Chalkville, and that field was littered with Division I Power 4 prospects. But Clay Chalkville definitely shows why they're number 1, and Saraland trying to get an opportunity there to finish another season undefeated as well.
That's correct. Let's finish it off in the 7A poll. Last week's top 4 remain intact for another week in the poll. Vestavia Hills drops 2 spots to 7 and jumping into the top 10. The top 10 for their first appearance this season are Carver Montgomery and Daphne at 8 and 9 respectively. The Trojans' big win over Baker last week must have really impressed a lot of voters. Fairhope sits outside the top 10 with 6 votes for the Pirates, and we know tonight you got the battle of I-10 going on with Daphne and Spanish Fort tonight.
Yeah, but what's impressive too, Fairhope looking to try to move to 5-1. Tim Carter and his Pirates taking on Theodore tonight, and they're leading at the half 17-7 over the Theodore Bobcats. So again, a non-region contest that'll continue to get both of those teams ready for postseason play. But MGM with a big shutout win last night over Baldwin County.
So there's a look at the Alabama Sports Writers Association top 10 polls. Let's take a look at region standings here in the Southwest Alabama area here on the Gulf Coast. We'll get those up and let you see what we're looking at. No one is pretty much in region play tonight. You're either playing out of region or you're on a bye tonight. So Viger, Williamson, as we said, they're handling their business with Murphy downtown and UMS Wright and Rain right there, 2-1 and 1-2. This is the important thing for Citronelle. They're kind of in that log jam of the mix of can they get 4 or 3. So the next couple weeks is going to really decide who's going to get 3 or 4. We pretty much know who's going to get 1 and 2, Corey.
Absolutely, because next week Citronelle is at UMS Wright.
Huge game.
And after losing to Viger 21-33 a week ago and really being dominated by the Williamson Lions, this game will go ahead and try to give you momentum going into region play at UMS Wright. That's going to be a critical one
it sure will.
For both of those teams, and where they're going to travel or whether they're going to stay at home, whether they make the playoffs or don't make the playoffs here at the end of October.
Let's inch on up to 6A Region 1 standings. You know who's on the top right here. It's the Saraland Spartans, 4-0, 5-0 overall. You talked about Theodore. That ball game, they're down right now to Fairhope, but it's out of region play. And they're kind of setting up a little collision course later on with Saraland and Theodore. Theodore has to travel to Saraland this year, as a matter of fact, Corey.
Well, you think back 3 years ago or 4 years ago when you saw the epic matchup between Saraland and Theodore. That's when Hollywood Williams was a junior at the time, and had just verbally committed to the University of Alabama. We
Might
all
have been
know
a sophomore, as a matter of fact. Remember, he skipped a year.
We all know about what he was
did.
able to do in that particular game. But again, Theodore Bobcats and Steve Mask in his third year has done a tremendous job riding the ship there in Theodore. And it's been Saraland Theodore there since we have reclassified, and Theodore drops down and Saraland stays tight at 6A.
Spanish Fort right there, 2-2. They are playing Daphne tonight. Lastly, we'll go up to 7A Region 1. Look at the big boys. We had them last week. Mary Montgomery put it all on Foley out there in Sims. And Fairhope, look at that. Fairhope has been quiet. They've lost one game to Spanish Fort in week 1, and they have run off 4 in a row, Corey. Daphne's only loss is to MGM. Now, coming up in a couple weeks, Baker and MGM are going to be playing each other. That's going to be real huge. If Baker could get the win over MGM in the Battle of West Mobile, that's going to create another little log jam here in 7A Region 1.
Well, I would say that Davidson with the big win over Bryant 1 week ago, struggling against McGill-Tulane tonight. I do believe Baker has the bye this week, so they will stay undefeated. And you look at MGM with that big win that they had over Baldwin County, setting up another opportunity for Zach Golson to win his 3rd region title there.
Unbelievable.
They're changing the culture in Sims, Alabama, trying to stay undefeated as well. And again, the classification and the races 1A through 7A heating up here on the back half of our season upcoming.
So there's a look at your standings here in the Gulf Coast, 5A, 6A, and 7A. And Citronelle, they are out on the field already, ready to receive this second half kickoff coming from Bryant. On top, 7-6 homecoming night here on Highway 45 at Memorial Stadium.
And one of the great things that I love about Friday Night Lights in the Mobile County Public School System is that we do see superstars show up and show out. Future NFLers, as well as collegiate players as well. No telling who on this field will be the next one up.
Taking a look at halftime stats, look at the rushing yards right there by Bryant, 102 between Jaden James and Anthony Sturgis. They're putting it on Citronelle tonight on the ground. 40 yards through the air for Citronelle, 58 for Bryant through the air. Total yards 160 to 49. But look at those penalties, 6 for 32 for Bryant. They probably may have a couple more scores if they hadn't shot themselves in the foot so much tonight, Corey.
Well, we'll see after this 20-minute rest. A nice sky kick again by Bryant. It's a live ball.
Irvin Noah gets it. They are. I think they are targeting Noah tonight, Corey.
Well, what you're doing is you're finding and you're perfectly placing that football. And I love the fact that you are able to perfectly place that football. And that kickoff by Henry Gwynn, we've seen him already score the 6 points on the board for the Hurricanes. We've seen him with a couple of kickoffs that have been sky kicks, perfectly executed. That one was almost another turnover.
Sure was.
And Citronelle will take over for their first opportunity here to get back on the scoreboard. Haven't scored since early in that first quarter.
Ball at the 23-yard line of Citronelle, as his offense is trying to get cranked up here in the second half. Hand off to Keymarcus Howard. Breaks to the outside the numbers. Nice game by Keymarcus Howard. That's how you want to start the third quarter off.
Nice counter by Keymarcus Howard. Takes a step right, cuts back left, and the 5'11", 188-pound senior goes ahead and lowers his shoulder and gets great positive yardage on that first carry of the second half.
7-yard pickup by Howard. High snap. They go back to Howard again. That throws the timing off. He's going to be tackled for a significant loss.
Jacob Powell, 6 foot, 208-pound senior defensive end, getting things done for defensive coordinator Travis Williams. Great tackle for loss by that defensive end, and it brings up third down And we'll call it 6 yards to go here for the Wildcats. And you really haven't seen a lot of completed passes by Nelson and Howard here in the second quarter. So we'll see if they're able to complete one.
Passing situation here for Citronelle. Incomplete. Intended target for the Wildcats, Devin Jones, but he was wrapped up by Bryant as he tried to bring in that reception. 4th down, and the punting team comes out for Citronelle. A quick 3-and-out right here.
Aiden Allen, 5'7", 190-pound junior will linebacker with great coverage on that play, and it's just what head coach Bart Session wanted to dial up. A 3-and-out here, and they want to make sure they don't go asleep on special teams.
Helton took his time. I believe that punt may have been tipped. And the backspin is not what you want right now for Citronelle. It doesn't even make it past the 50 and backs up inside of the 40. So Bryant is going to start in plus territory at the 39-yard line of Citronelle.
Again, special teams play has not worked out well for the Wildcats here tonight. And you heard head coach talk about it there with Kimberly down at halftime, and Coach Rowell mentioned that they must step up here on special teams. With Bart Sessions, he'll be able to go ahead and continue to have success with this Wildcat offense that he had a lot of rushing yards out of in the first half.
Anthony Sturgis lined up back there by himself. They faked the jet sweep to Jaden James, and Sturgis with about an 8 or 9 yard carry right there for the Hurricanes.
Just great power football. Sturgis, the good-looking freshman, in regards to how he plays this game at his young age amongst those that are 16, 17, and 18 years old. This young freshman has a lot of trust out of his head coach and his offensive coordinator to get the job done, but that's a great job by the offensive line as well.
9 yard pickup for Sturgis. Trying to get to the 29-yard line to pick up the first down. Sturgis taking his time to pick his hole, and I believe he'll get the first down on forward progress as he was held up right at the 29, so the sticks are going to move.
They're going to hold it. They're going to say it's short.
No, they're saying he's short by inches. So not enough forward progress, so
I want to see a
third down.
measurement here by Anthony Garrett, and that's exactly what we're going to get. We're going to get that measurement when it's that close.
Yeah, we haven't seen him. Well, no. Anthony Garrett has overruled Corey and said his first down. So
you get a 1.
We're not going to get the measurement. So the ball's at the 29-yard line, first down for Bryant, continuing to do what they did in the first half, ground and pound. Another direct snap to Jaden James. He's outside the numbers, turns on the Jets. They push him out of bounds inside of the red zone at the 16-yard line.
And what you saw was no containment there. And when you have speed there by James, you allow him to bounce to the outside. That's exactly what we did see. And he picked up a first down, and great job again of execution by the offense, not picking up any penalty flags as they have crept into this red zone area. This is the third time, Al, we've seen the Hurricanes in the red zone. 2-2 in regards to field goals, but if you get in the red zone, you got to cash in for 6.
Direct snap to Sturgis, waiting for the holes to develop after all the blocking and pulling. And the pile is going to move, I believe, up to the 12-yard line, so he'll get credited with 4 yards. Looked like a scrum to me, Corey.
Just power football, straight ahead football by the quarterback. Nothing fancy there.
No.
Direct snap, just run straight ahead, follow your blockers, and you're just going to have to find a way to get off of those offensive linemen and plug a hole if you're this defense, and that's the adjustment that has to be made. Just power quarterback football being run. It reminds me of Tim Tebow football when he was playing for the Florida Gators.
This one goes to Jaden James. He goes over the right side, cuts back inside of the 10 up to about the 8 or 9 yard line. Close to another first down. It's going to set up second and short. I believe about 2 yards they'll need to pick up a first down.
Showing great
third
vision
down, rather.
There in the hole. James cut back, being patient with his blockers. And Al, I will say this, where the ball is spotted right around.
Looks like the 7, maybe? 7 or 8?
You are at the 6-yard line officially. And I know this, that this is where Bryant can operate with efficiency here without penalties.
Direct snap to Sturgis. He's got a lane and cuts out to score a touchdown. Anthony Sturgis put 6 on the board for Bryant.
That is going to be his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. And this young man was patient. He bounced it to the outside, and I mentioned moments ago, when you don't have containment against guys that are playing power football, you see going between guard and tackle, sweep right, sweep left, or power football right, power football left, and then all of a sudden you bounce it to the outside with no containment. Huge score for the Hurricanes on their first offensive possession of the second half.
And Bryant going for 2. Makai Von Singchapine in, hands off the jet sweep to Jaden James. They're trying to catch him, and he is going to be short on the try. So our score, 12-7. Bryant hits the scoreboard.
Great job of blocking by the Hurricanes, and a great drive to open the second half as well.
Let's check in with Kimberly Dunn. She had a chance to catch up with Bart Sessions during the half. What did he tell you, Kim?
At the halftime, we talked about the opportunities that he spoke of before the game. And I said, do you feel like your team has been able to capitalize on those opportunities? And he said, absolutely not. We got a good run and some momentum growing at one point, but that we just weren't able to make something out of it. He said we should have more on the scoreboard than just the kicks that we have. Thankfully, they just got some more points on the board, but he said we've got to be able to really capitalize on the opportunities that we've been given, eliminate some of those penalties so that we can come out with a win in tonight's football game.
Thank you, Kimber. We appreciate that, Corey. Something we were just talking about when we reviewed the halftime stats. Bryant had a situation where they could have gotten some more points on the board, but they picked it up right there. 6-yard run by Anthony Sturgis. Look at the time, 3 minutes and 8 seconds off the clock. 39 yards. They were gifted some great field position and took advantage of it.
Yeah, they did, and that's the thing that you love to see of your Bart Sessions. What you preached at halftime is capitalizing in the red zone and turning 6 points, instead of being turned away with field goals, and that was huge. And the missed 2-point conversion is also huge for Citronelle.
The wind boosts this one to the opposite side, but it goes out of bounds, so that'll be a penalty against Bryant. And I think Citronelle is probably going to accept this and get great field position at the 35.
Be a 5-yard step on.
Looks like they
No,
say,
they're gonna
okay, make them
re-kick
re-kick.
it. No, they're going to make them re-kick. So Jason Rowell wants them to kick it again rather than accepting the penalty.
You've had success sky kicking it to the right instead of sky kicking it to the left towards Citronelle's bench. And that one that was kicked towards Citronelle's bench winds up going out of bounds. The other kicks have gone toward Alma Bryant's sidelines, and it's been perfectly placed. And the kickoff here, we'll see if these 5 yards cost the Hurricanes. But in the third phase of this game, Al, which is special teams, right now the Hurricanes winning all phases, offense, defense, and special teams here in this battle of Highway 45 coming from the Bayou.
They have replaced Curvin Nord on the far side. Kobe Weaver is over there at the 25-yard line. That was the spot they were kicking to, and Weaver's going to field Dewison at his own 28-yard line. So Jason Rowell said, if you're going to kick it over there, I'm going to put one of my best guys, and the ball is out. Did Weaver jump back on top of it? I believe he did.
I thought he was down regardless, but it goes to what I just said. What way did that ball get kicked off in that opportunity? He kicked it to the right side, which was toward Alma Bryant's sideline, and you want to stay away from it. You look at Weaver bobbing and weaving in between the traffic there, and he was definitely down. The ball did come out after he hit the ground, so you didn't see a beanbag or anything thrown, but great field position here for Citronelle.
1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. Direct snap to Key Marcus Howard over his head. Not what you want if you're a Wildcat fan, and it is a house is loose to tackle Key Marcus Howard as he is brought down at the 28-yard line. A significant loss on that high snap. Costly.
Destin Shepard, 5'11", 245-pound sophomore defensive end, taking advantage of the reps he's being given tonight, and he goes ahead and almost comes away with the turnover, but tremendous loss of yardage there for the Citronelle Wildcats. And I know we're on Highway 45 and had to travel a long distance, but this one is second and all the way to Mobile, Alabama in regards to down and distance.
19-yard loss on the play. The ball is at the 28-yard line. Citronelle just can't get right here for some reason on homecoming. Wyatt Nelson, they're setting up the tunnel screen. Kobe Weaver with the reception. Doesn't have the blockers, but he has plenty of room. Flag on the play. 2 flags here on the near side.
Well, I know I definitely saw a hold by the offense, and that was the first penalty flag, and I followed that one, so I didn't see the second one, but I definitely saw the first hold.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty.
Take a look. I saw that first one come out, Corey, as you were talking about it, as Weaver was trying to weave his way through the traffic. We didn't get the replay. So with it being a spot foul, they're going to place it at the 34-yard line. But we have another stoppages. Anthony Garrett needs to talk to one of his officials. Bart Sessions out on the field trying to get some clarification. He wants to speak to someone. There's one hold right there. There it is right there on 30 against Bryant.
4 as well for the wide receiver, J.J. Rivers.
Right.
So you had 2 holding calls, and Bart Sessions wants to make sure that it is placed appropriately, the ball spotted, and you're definitely looking at probably close, I would say, second and close to 34 yards to go.
PA guys calling it second and 23 on the 34. Pass incomplete. Intended for Kobe Weaver, going back to the well once again. They couldn't connect, so now 3rd down and 23 from your own 34-yard line. Citronelle came out with a quick 3 and out to start the 3rd quarter and possibly could be heading with another one here. If Bryant can hold, that would be huge for this Bryant defense and to inspire the offense as well.
Well, what you don't want to do is commit a penalty here if you're Bryant that gives them free yardage. So don't let anything get behind you and continue to be aggressive defensively.
They need to make it to the 43 to pick up a 1st down. Setting up the screen. That is intercepted by Bryant. Johnny on the spot. Wow, picks it off.
Great job of Kelvin Martinez from his defensive end position, folks. He just drops back into coverage. The quarterback, Wyatt, never saw him. He eyed down who he wanted to throw it to. Great hands, because normally you see a defensive end drop that type of pass. Martinez cashes in, comes away with a huge turnover for the Bryant defense. The 5'10", 205-pound senior with his first interception of the season, and it couldn't come at a better time for this Bryant offense.
2nd turnover tonight for Citronelle. Ball's at the 27-yard line of the Wildcats. Down 5 points to Bryant right now. Direct snap. Once again, Bryant continuing to run this Wildcat offense. Look at Jaden James as he's pushed out of bounds near the 3-yard line by Kobe Weaver.
Just power football again by Bryant. They're forcing their will on this Citronelle Wildcat defensive line, and they're winning the trenches right now. As soon as this speed bounces to the outside, they know what to do with it. And again, Bryant unable to capitalize twice in the red zone in the first half. Coach Sessions talked to Kimberly about it. We'll see if they can fix it. He wanted it fixed. He can get it fixed by continuing to run power football until Citronelle stops it.
22-yard pickup by Jaden James. Back to him again from the 5-yard line. He scoots forward, stretches out. They're going to mark him down, I believe, at the 1-foot line, just short of the goal line.
Can't get it any closer than that, and he has to be careful extending that ball to make sure he doesn't fumble. He scoots and gets down, and he's not quite in before his knee hits, but we've seen them down in the same situation commit a penalty. It would be costly here on this 2nd and goal to go. to commit any penalties to back them up, but just continue to run power football.
Direct snap to James as they're trying to push him in. Anthony Sturgis, you can see him trying to do his version of the tush push. 1 yard score, 3 runs back to back to back, and Jaden James hits pay dirt for Bryant, another touchdown for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, and that is James' opportunity there to where he just read the offensive line, stayed low, only needed 6 inches, was able to go ahead and get the ball across the plane, and momentum has been in the favor of Bryant ever since we saw them come up short on that goal-to-goal situation. Correct. Where they had to settle for 6. Things haven't gone well for the Wildcats. 2-point conversion coming up.
Going to try for the 2 again. Von Sinkpachon rolling out, and it is intercepted, picked off. So the try is no good. Our score 18-7 with Bryant on top. And did we have a flag on the play? Yes. Anthony Garrett is signaling.
Holding.
Offense. Penalty decline.
So the try no good with the penalty being declined there. So our score 18-7, Bryant on top. Get ready for the middle school volleyball championship coming up Wednesday, October 1st. I believe that is next week. Small division at 4 p.m., large division at 5:30. So join Nancy Shoquist and Nicole Keyshock for the middle school volleyball championship. That is going to be huge right here on MCPSSTV Wednesday, October 1st. Small division at 4 and the large division at 5:30.
Great middle school volleyball being played as well at this time, as these young ladies have been preparing all summer long as the season started right as school began. And
sure did.
It's really rolling along fast, and we're already at championship season for middle school girls volleyball.
I can't believe it, Corey. My daughter plays JV, and she only has a few more games remaining herself, so time is truly winding up. 5:21 remaining here in the third quarter. Nice line drive kick right there by Nguyen, but it scoots out of bounds. Good eyes by J.J. Rivers to let it go out of bounds.
And where does it go out of bounds again? To the left side, which is Citronelle's sideline. And when he doesn't strike that ball the way he wants to, he kicks it out of bounds. And
just a little too much draw on it, that's all. A little too much draw.
CJ on the kicking team.
And they're going to make him kick it again like last time. And when they did, they had great field position, Corey. Ball was at their own 44-yard line. I'm sorry, the 47 after the return by Kobe Weaver.
And Henry Gwynn, again, a freshman, folks, that is doing the kicking duties for Bart Sessions and his staff. 6'2", 225 pounds, has a great leg, just has to be able to strike the ball where he wants it and continue to have great ball control like he did on those first 2 sky kicks.
This one right down the middle. So Rivers is going to have to field this one. Brings it up past the 25 as he is tackled right at the 25-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 coming up here for the Wildcats.
And you look at the return there, Jacob Powell on the stop. And this homecoming crowd that was great in attendance,
had the cowbells going,
has been kind of silent,
quiet, Corey,
by what we're seeing by Bryant doing to Citronelle right now. And this drive right here, Al, 1st and 10 on your own 25 with 5:14 remaining.
This is crucial right here.
This is the biggest drive of the game for Citronelle to sustain, and Kemarcus Howard takes back over at quarterback.
Much better snap this time, fakes the handoff. Howard keeps it. Pushes it just outside the hash marks, about a 7 to 8 yard pickup for Kemarcus Howard. Let's see if Citronelle is going to play some tempo here. And it appears to be that way.
Gavin Zerlot, 5'11", 175-pound junior with his 3rd solo tackle on the season. 8-yard gain there for Citronelle. And it's just power football with Kemarcus Howard. And we saw that a couple of weeks ago. As long as he takes care of the football, this young man's going to get a 1st down.
Handed off Javarius Coleman, breaks it outside. Couldn't catch the edge to make the turn as he is tackled. He's going to be short about a yard, picks up 1 yard on the play.
Cameron Johnson, the young man that was injured earlier, catches his breath and comes back. You see the lateral running there of the Wildcat, but great pursuit by Johnson coming away with that tackle. And it brings up 3rd and short yardage here for Citronelle. And this is definitely Howard
it's
time.
About 3rd and 6 inches. The ball is actually sitting on the 35, but they need to cross it with forward progress to get the first down. And Howard does just that as he crosses the 40 as well, on up to about the 43-yard line.
Great play call and great job of momentum being established and moving the sticks. Allen on the stop, having a little help come up as well by Zerlot. But it is a first down, and just continue to go power football until the Hurricanes are able to stop it. Marcus Howard going downhill, even though he's in the shotgun, has a lot of speed and steam going downhill.
Back to Javaris Coleman they go. He turns on the right side. And the Bryant defender thought he had hit him, Cam Johnson, and he bounced right off of Coleman. And there's the flag for some jaw jacking that didn't need to take place.
Dirty laundry is going to be offsetting, but look at this finishing hit here. Ferociousness, the crowd ooh and eyes as you can look at just lowering the shoulder.
And the hit was delivered by Coleman, the offensive player.
Absolutely, and that's what you love to see, the lowering of the shoulder, finishing off the defender there, knocking him out of bounds, saying, look, I'm in the weight room, but you'll have offsetting taunting right there. Anthony Garrett on the call.
Unsportsmanlike on both teams. They'll offset, and it will be first down. Not first down, second down coming up here. Ball at the 49-yard line of Citronelle. Second and 4 for the Wildcats. Back to Coleman, they go once again, and he is eaten up, tackle for loss, loses about 1 on the play. Citronelle trying to do their version of Wildcats. As Bryant has been running this ball all night, they say, well, we might as well run it as well. So it's going to be 3rd down coming up here for Citronelle. 3rd and 6 for the Wildcats. Decision time here. What play are you going to draw up and call as we inch closer to the 4th quarter? Don't forget our Game of the Week Brainbuster question will pop in between the 3rd and the 4th quarter. In the backfield, Camarcus Howard, Javarius Coleman, Kobe Weaver in motion.
Fumble.
And the ball is down. It is fumbled. As Weaver came across on the jet sweep, they couldn't make the connection clean. Bad execution right there by the Wildcats, but a flag here on the near side in front of the Citronelle bench.
And as Anthony Garrett talks to his crew to get this penalty right, you know, I want to pay my condolences to David Anders and his loss of life, and his son was a long time and is a long time official, along with David being a former official as well. So, you know, just want to pay my condolences as one official to another, and across the state and really America, those who knew him after he served his city, just paying our condolences there.
Great article written by Ben Thomas earlier this week about the life and legacy of David Anders and the commitment he made to coaching park ball and being an official. They picked the flag up, Corey. And here's a look at the replay. Just not a clean handoff.
And that's something that you're lucky you bounce back on top of that in that situation. And now Citronelle just has to find a way on 4th and 6 if they're going to go ahead and go for this on special teams with the ball being right at the 45-yard line, whether it's a fake or what have not. Come away with a huge hit. Find a way to get your crowd here for homecoming back into this game and get some electricity going.
Helton with the punt. Braxton Edwards is going to stay away. No, he's going to attempt to go at it. That's a live ball. That could be costly, and it is. It is Citronelle's ball. I thought Edwards was going to stay away from it, Corey, and then he gestured, and I guess his momentum took it forward, and he touched it, and that ball is live.
Never fielded it cleanly. Kervin Noyd was right there on him. You'll see him never field it cleanly. And because of it, he couldn't get his fingertips.
Yep.
He was already hit. As soon as he touched it, you become live as a receiver. And as the person who's going ahead and trying to field that punt, because he touched it, he became live and couldn't scoop it in. Great job of Kervin Noy on special teams, making a big play. That's the electricity here that you want to see that can get momentum going back in this game for the Wildcats. A big dose of Howard here is what you would like to see.
Turnover for Bryant right there. So 2 turnovers for Citronelle, 1 for Bryant. They toss it out to Weaver. That play is taking too long to develop. I can see that from atop the press box here.
You have Saltz, Braden Saltz coming up and making the stop from his nickel linebacker position. That's going to lose yardage. And in that situation, I know it was a tall sweep, but as it takes longer to develop, just go ahead and tuck that one underneath and say it's a busted play. Let me go ahead and run down here if you're Howard.
It looked as if Howard didn't know at what point to release the ball to toss it out, because he's technically a running back, Corey, and I think that was him not really being a quarterback out of position.
He'll learn that watching film, and it's one of those that you'll learn from.
3-yard loss. They go to Weaver this time, right up the middle, taking his time, being patient. Nice run by Corey Weaver as he takes the pile up to about the 5-yard line. Bryant couldn't bring him down.
Kobe Weaver showing his strength, having over 100 yards rushing on the season. The 5'10", 185-pound sophomore playing both ways for Citronelle. Look at the strength here by Weaver, folks. You better tackle him low because tackling him high is not successful.
And the cowbells are back. The momentum swinging towards Citronelle's way. Weaver in the backfield takes the handoff. 1st and goal from the 5. Kobe Weaver scores for the Wildcats.
Hitting in the box, being rewarded for the nice play that he had moments ago. And that is the type of momentum that I just spoke about, Al, that you have to get this homecoming crowd back excited. And with the timeout being called on the field, there is an injury.
Injured Bryant player on the field right now. Take a look at this touchdown run right here from Weaver.
Great vision. He plants and cuts back. The play was going right. He stops with his momentum moving forward. He puts on the brakes, and Weaver gets into the box and gets into that crimson-colored end zone there. A maroon-colored end zone, is able to get 6 on the board, but that's exactly what you want to see from a special team standpoint.
That was huge.
They had not been playing great special teams, and they make up forward and get 6 on the board.
We'll take a break on this injury timeout right here.
As a student in the Mobile County Public Schools, there are a few things I've come to expect. One is a quality education, and the other is a quality lunch. Not only are our school meals well balanced, meeting all federal nutritional standards, but they also have less fat, fewer calories, and they taste really good. Oh, and I forgot to mention, our school lunches contain whole wheat, grains, fruits, and vegetables to give me the energy and brain power to get me through the day.
Welcome you back to Memorial Stadium. That's Henry Nguyen, Corey, walking off the field. That was the injured player for Bryant. So he must have been out there playing some defense at that time. And I'm double checking to make sure they don't have a double number.
No, that's him.
That's 193. That's Henry Nguyen. Citronelle going for 2 here. And we hear whistles, flag on the play.
And I will say this, you don't have
Prior
to be
to
a
the snap.
mathematician
False start.
to understand why Coach Rowell here is going for 2. Because what he is doing is, with the kicker just being injured, he's saying, all right, well, if we score ours here, then, their kicker is not 100% healthy, but it's a 3-point game.
Game. Well,
in this situation,
he's playing analytics right now at this point.
He is definitely going analytics, but unfortunately that penalty was called against the offense.
Wyatt Nelson trying to find a receiver in the back of the end zone. The 2-point try, no good. He had Weaver back there. So our score 18-13. We'll take a quick break and come back and bring you the remainder of the 3rd quarter.
Looking for unforgettable food and flawless service for your next event? Woodyard Catering is Mobile's top choice for personal chefs and customized catering. From weddings and baby showers to funerals and private dinners, we bring delicious, handcrafted dishes made with the freshest ingredients. Reliable, friendly, full of flavor. Whatever the occasion, we serve it with care. Call Woodyard Catering today, because every event deserves a taste of excellence.
We welcome you back to the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. There's a look at the scoring drive. 16 yards, 5-yard touchdown run by Kobe Weaver. Only used 46 seconds off of the clock. Took him 3 plays to punch it in, but it was huge. Draws Citronelle to within 5 points of Bryant.
Here's some scores from around the Mobile Baldwin County area. Jackson up 12-0 on LaFleur.
Wow.
Dabney leading Spanish Fort 28-21. In the third quarter, Williamson over Murphy 73-0. And Coosa Christian leading Blunt 22-6 in the third quarter.
Nice return right there by Bobby Ory, continuing to run, pushing it past the 35-yard line for Bryant. Decent field position here coming up for the Hurricanes with 1:10 remaining in the third quarter.
Other scores from around the Mobile Baldwin County area. McGill-Tulane leading Davidson 42-7. Fairhope all over Theodore 31-7.
Wow, that's a shocker there,
That one's
Cora.
definitely a shocker. St. Paul's leading Faith Academy 51-7 as well. And Mary G. Montgomery shutting out Baldwin County 45-0 last night.
First and 10 from the 38-yard line. And before we could get the play snap, flags on the field.
I just like the fact that Bryant continues to run this power until Citronelle finds a way to answer.
So not a flag, but a timeout called by Citronelle. That's quite interesting, Cora.
Yeah, I mean, you just want to make sure that you have
Maybe-
the correct personnel
maybe
on the
personnel
field.
grouping.
And next week, Bryant is at MGM, and that's back to region play for the
It sure is.
Hurricanes. And they would love to go into region play with a non-region win.
Yeah, you're right about that. Take a look at the Crichton Optimist Club Players of the Week, Cora LeBounty. You had an opportunity to try to regain some eligibility. I don't think they're going to put you in the portal, man, but you keep showing up every Wednesday, bro.
Yeah, on the far left, Braden Eli, a little nose tackle for the Theodore Bobcats. I say little, he's one of those guys. He's a 2-time Crichton Optimist Club Player of the Week. And to the far right, Kendrick Abel has over 750 yards rushing.
Wow.
And this young man ran for 210 yards in a thrilling 42-41 win over St. Paul's to go along with a couple of touchdowns. So, again, congratulations to our Mobile County Public School System nominees and award winners there for the Crichton Optimist Club.
Great job the Crichton Optimist Club continues to do year after year. First down for Bryant. Picks up a couple yards. Anthony Sturgis, the freshman, just having a really good ball game tonight, Corey.
And you look at the power football, and if it's not power football up the middle, what they're doing is bouncing it to the outside, and you just have to have containment. And this is second, and we'll call it a long 7 yards to go, but just trying to finish off this quarter with one more play before we go to the fourth quarter.
Jaden James in the backfield by himself. Sturgis comes into motion. James takes his time. I think they're going to credit him with a 1-yard pickup right there. Gets it up to the 43, and that should be our last play of the third quarter, as this has turned into a ground and pound run fest tonight for both of these teams. 18-13 is our score, with Bryant on top at the end of 3 quarters. We'll get ready for the last quarter, but before we do that, we have to put up our Game of the Week Brain Buster question. So let's see what we have lined up this week for you, Corey. How many 10-win seasons has Citronelle had? And we go back to your multiple choice. 1, 2, 3, or 4, Corey. How
in the
many
history
10-win
of the school?
seasons in the history of Citronelle? They've been playing football a long time here. How many 10-win seasons has Citronelle had?
Love the multiple choice, and those that are watching at home or on Facebook or social media.
Corey continuing to plead.
Hey, go ahead and show me some love there and help me out. Let us know where you're watching from as well,
Yeah, we'll
as
give you
you
a shout
continue
out.
to help me with the answers. And we know there's a tremendous amount of people watching through the multiple platforms that we do offer, and social media being the one to where you can respond. Not yelling at your television. I know my mom, she's yelling at the TV right now as to what the correct answer
Is she going?
may be. I know she's at home. Sarah Lynn Andrews watching at home.
I love it.
And I know she's yelling at the TV, but Mom, shoot me the correct answer. Text me the right answer, Mom.
Corey's trying to phone a friend, talk to everyone he can. Third down coming up here for Bryant. 3rd and 5, and I believe they just got a free 5 right there.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
You do the 5-on-5. That's going to be close to a
It
first
looks
down.
like 3rd and 6,
Yeah, it's
but
gonna
the
be close.
scoreboard has 3rd and 5. I think they're going to be
Well,
a
dead
yard
ball.
short.
Coach
Be
me.
really close.
On the defense.
I mean, they could measure it.
I think it is, because
Yeah.
you can't be on half a yard line. So that's going to be
Yep,
a
they're
booty
moving
stick.
it. They're moving it right
Yeah,
now, Corey.
yeah,
Yeah,
you can't have half a
because
yardage.
it looks like 3rd and 6 from where we are, but
Yeah.
the scoreboard called it 3rd and 5. But they're going to move the sticks on here. Let's see.
Yeah, they spotted that on a yard marker, not a half yard.
No, they don't give it to
Yeah,
them.
it's got to be a first down. It is. It's a first. It's a
Oh,
first.
there
Yeah,
it is.
'cause you're
Now,
not- you're not
now it
gonna
is
have-
changed. Now the chain game's moving. I was
Yeah,
wondering about that.
No half yardage there. You have to put it on a yard marker, and that's exactly what they were able to do. That's what those stripes are on the field for.
1st and 10. Sturgis with the carry. Breaks outside the hash, and he is nailed at the 50-yard line.
And that's just textbook tackling, as just looking to bounce it to the outside. If he breaks that tackle, then he's going to stroll into the end zone, as Anthony Garrett's looking around like there's a penalty flag somewhere.
Yeah, he is
And
searching
there
around.
is.
There he is. I see it on the field there.
But you can't lose containment, and the corner comes up and makes a great solo tackle there.
5 yard. Face mask. Against the defense.
A face mask penalty called against Citronelle. That's going to benefit Bryant 5 yards, so it'll push them into plus territory there at the 45-yard line of Citronelle now.
Well, that's one of those that, you just, it's tough, and it's self-inflicted there as we have started the 4th quarter of play. When you're trailing and down by a full possession, a touchdown possession, you can't allow them to come up with first and short yardage situations on the plus side of the field.
Direct snap once again to Jaden James coming to the near side here outside the numbers as he is leveled right at the 45-yard line. No gain on the play. 2nd and 5 coming up for Bryant.
And Kervin Noyd coming up and making a huge stop. But the clock continues to run here early in the 4th quarter, as now with no gain on the play, 2nd and 3. But it's just been power football.
It sure has. All night long.
The Wildcat quarterbacks. You don't have to have Mackay, the quarterback, have and sit in the pocket when you can just run in between the guards and tackles or bounce it to the outside like Bryant's been able to do.
Jaden James goes into motion up the middle. Anthony Sturgis, he's going to have the first down and a bit more as he crosses the 40-yard line up to the 39 of the Wildcats. This drive continues to mow yards and mow more time off the clock.
And momentum going for Alma Bryant, as well as you just get Jaden James and Anthony Sturgis, the 2 best offensive weapons outside of Braxton Edwards. And if you don't have to throw the football to stop the clock,
Don't
why?
even have to throw it to Edwards, right.
If it's not broke, don't try to fix it. And the Hurricanes and offensive coordinator Connor Young averaging 18.3 points per game, have hit their average and are trying to just play power football.
James once again with the carry outside the numbers. He has the speed. That is maybe a horse collar tackle right there as he's brought down inside the 20.
What a great block downfield by number 9, Anthony Sturgis. He was signaling Lane Kiffin style that he felt his teammate was going to go in for a touchdown. There's a penalty flag down there on the far sidelines, but it's going to add more to this end of this run. But I wanted to re-rack that and look at this replay here if we're able to.
During the run, we had a horse collar on the defense.
Look at this block, folks, of number 9 at the end of the play. He's running down the left sideline and just boom! That's what you call a pancake, and he's calling for a touchdown. Thought his teammate was going to have it.
He's doing the Lane Kiffin.
He was doing the Lane Kiffin style, but that's what you want to see. That is a textbook example of being unselfish, doing your job for your teammates and helping your teammates out into the red zone area. Again, the Hurricanes playing power football.
1st and 10 from the 12. They can pick up a first down at the 2. James trying to hit pay dirt and score a touchdown as he's brought down at the 6-yard line.
Watch Devin Smith, the right guard. He pulls 6'1", 258-pound junior. He really couldn't find anybody to make contact and pancake, but the offensive line is really flowing in a rhythm, and they're really establishing this power football, folks. This is a textbook clinic on how to run power football. Power, and more power. If you didn't know what it is or didn't know the definition of it, just put this tape in and watch.
Anthony Sturgis with the carry. Kind of takes a little trip and a spill. He's going to go backwards. You don't want to do that right now if you're Bryant. You're trying to hit pay dirt and put 6 more on the board to extend this lead if you can. They're going to place this ball, I believe, at the 7 or 8 yard line, the 7-yard line, so they can pick up a first down if they can get to the 2.
But keep an eye on Quinn. We saw him go out early on a defensive play, so he's not 100% healthy.
Right.
So it is right now going to be the Sturgis and Jones show.
James goes into motion. Sturgis up the middle, trying to get all the yards that he can. I think they're going to spot him at the 5. He'll be 3 yards short of a first down.
And I say if you're Bart Sessions right here, especially with Henry Gwynn not being 100% healthy, go ahead and go for it. Go ahead and say, hey, I trust you, O-line. He's gambled a couple of times on 4th down.
Yes.
1 out of 2 so far in this game that I'm aware and I can recall. We'll see right here more power football. Don't give up containment outside lanes.
Huge play right here for the Hurricanes.
Timeout.
Play clock, and I believe Bart Sessions has called a timeout. He walked down to the 10-yard line signaling, give me the timeout. At 7:57, he wants to talk about it. The score 18-13, very critical. All right, let's reveal the Brain Buster answer. We'll put the question up first. And the question posed to Corey tonight is, very simply, Corey, how many 10-win seasons has Citronelle had? Now, they have been playing football here since 1922. That is 103 years.
All right, so overall, all-time Citronelle's 428, 449, and 22. And my mom, she's tuned in. Jimmy Prince, they're tuned in. Both of them are in synchronization and say the answer is B. So I'm going to go with Jimmy Prince and Sarah Lynn Andrews. B is the final answer that I'm going with tonight, Al Wheaton.
Corey is not going with C, his favorite. He's going to go with B, and the answer is
the suspense.
B. Corey, only 2 10-win seasons in the history of Citronelle. One with 1991 Coach Ronnie Massey, who's won the most games as a Citronelle head coach, and back in 2004 with Coach Ashley Johnson. He picked up 12 wins that season.
Yeah, Ronnie Massey, one of your trivia questions last week that stumped me, one of your brain busters.
No, correction, Ashley Johnson had 10, Ronnie Massey had 12.
Ronnie Massey was the one who stumped me last week in your brain buster, but thank you, Mom. Thank you, Jimmy Prince.
Take him a Jersey Mike sandwich tomorrow.
I got him covered. I got him
covered. Hook him up, Corey. Hook him up.
Mom, Jersey Mike's coming your way for sure.
Jersey Mike's on Corey tomorrow, Mom. Here it is. Pass over the middle. Left-handed, incomplete. They tried that earlier tonight, trying to connect with Isaiah Younce. We saw the left-handed throw that came from Anthony Sturgis. Bart Sessions called the timeout. They rolled the dice. 7:47 left, up 5 points. Now here's the thing about it, Corey, with them going for that, they're pinning Citronelle back against their own end zone. The ball's on the 5-yard line.
Well, I know this much. You know, you're not going to see any 95-yard throws, but look at this. You got to come away and squeeze that pigskin.
Got to squeeze it.
Just out, not tipped, just not able to bring that one in. And here it is. Number 5 should get a steady dose here of the pigskin to pound it down Bryant's throat.
Well, they're going to give it to Kobe Weaver. He's being patient to take his time, and I think that's what Jason Rowell is going to do. He's going to ride the back of Kobe Weaver and Kamarcus Howard to try to win this ball game on homecoming night for the Wildcats. You know, these seniors don't want to go out with a loss tonight.
Yeah, 7:25 here in the fourth quarter. Want to win at home, especially after the performance that they had in their last home game. They want to redeem themselves and gives this full capacity home crowd something to cheer about. And they're really one explosive play away and just have to take care of the football and move the sticks and march down the whole length of the field here.
Third quarter, we had 3 touchdowns scored between these two teams. A scoring fest in the third quarter and a running fest right here. Kobe Weaver on the move. He's turning on the afterburners. Kobe Weaver is taking it to the house for Citronelle.
What an explosive run and play.
But a flag at the 35.
You will bring it back all for naught. As again, Weaver says, I need a breather after that long jaunt that he had. And you look at where he took that one from, Al.
He's at
the line of scrimmage at the 9-yard line. So he runs 91 yards. And we call gassers 100 yards.
Yeah,
well, he just ran a gasser because he ran past the end zone and into the end zone and then turned around and saw it was coming back. And that's going to make the Citronelle faithful not happy here with this call.
All for naught for Kobe Weaver and the Wildcats. Here's Anthony Garrett with the call.
Raul Holding, offense number 5.
We don't hear any cowbells now. All I hear are the boo birds here at Memorial Stadium. Here's the replay.
And it's going to be on the right side where the holding is called, but Weaver bounces to the outside in containment, and the hold right there was not in the backside of the run, so it had to be right where the flag was thrown, but 1st and 10 for Citronelle.
From their own 25, they bring in Javarius Coleman to give Weaver a break there. He gets past the 25-yard line up to the 26.
Making that tackle, coming in back into the game is the kicker punter specialist, Henry Gwynn, making that tackle. We saw him go out earlier with the injury. He's back in now.
Playing defensive end, sure is.
Playing both sides, and they go and they switch up from the 3-4 defense to the 4-3 defense when Gwynn lines up. As you can see, the 4-3 defense evident on your screen.
Marcus Howard's going to keep this one. Try to make something out of nothing. He was going nowhere, but the momentum of the tackler brings him past the line of scrimmage. Actually, he gets credit for 2 yards after that.
Well, I'll tell you this. When you have an explosive play and an explosive run, take it away, especially after 91 yards, it's hard for Kobe Weaver to get his breath back, to catch his breath and to emulate or duplicate what he was able to do, because what it does do is with him being back in the game, it gives the Hurricanes a chance to auto-correct themselves to make sure he doesn't do it again.
3rd and 7 ball on the 28-yard line. They toss it out. Incomplete, trying to get it out to Weaver once again. And the Citronelle cheerleaders throwing some MCPSS swag. We got a little Mardi Gras in the fall here, Corey.
Love it.
Crowd going wild.
A little cooler weather to
Yeah.
remind us of the temperatures of Mardi Gras, the first day of autumn, fall, this
Yeah.
past week, whatever you would like to call it. But Citronelle is trying not to fall here at home.
And back to punt right here for the Wildcats. No defenders. Look like they're going to possibly bring the house. No one back to receive this punt. And Bryant is just going to let Citronelle down at close to the 20-yard line. Exactly 4:58 remains here in the fourth quarter. Bryant up top. If they can get a couple first downs, they can seal the deal and spoil homecoming for Citronelle. But Citronelle trying to put up a stand. They want to lock the gates right now, Corey.
Yeah, it's going to be important to go ahead and rely on your defense to get a 3-and-out, because from a timeout situation, Bryant with 2 timeouts, Citronelle with all 3, with 4:58 remaining. And make sure this is going to be one of the better finishes here of the night.
Yeah.
Any game that's being played along the Gulf Coast area. So make sure you lock and tune in or phone a friend, whether you're a Hurricane fan or a Wildcat fan, it doesn't matter. You're witnessing great football here tonight on Highway 45.
Tight contest here. We know what Bryant is going to do. Anthony Sturgis back there to take the direct snap. Busted outside. He's thrown down close to the 30-yard line, picked up about 8 or 9 on the play.
Again, go back and watch some traditional Florida Gators national championship football with Big Tim Tebow, and you see power football, and power football. And because he fell forward,
first
they're
down.
going to go ahead and spot him with that first down. The clock's going to continue to run and wind
Sure
down,
will.
trying to make Citronelle burn a timeout. But I guarantee Bart Sessions, head coach and offensive coordinator Connor Young, they're not going to snap this football until the last possible moment.
Now it's Jaden James' turn. Sturgis goes into motion. And his helmet is ripped off at the 31-yard line. Ball comes out.
The play, it's going to be a flag. It was
There's
ripped
a
off.
flag.
It was ripped off. His helmet came off because it was ripped off, and I guarantee he didn't cause his helmet. It's not because his chin strap wasn't buckled up tightly. That lid was yanked from behind, and we'll see if the officials make the call, whether they're going to get a holding here.
Face mask, that's what it is. So that caused the helmet to get ripped off of the head of Jaden James.
And I don't know if we can run that one back. Great job in the truck re-racking that one, because you see him being ripped off from behind, and it's dangerous in that situation. Look how many bodies pile on top of him with no helmet on, but it was ripped off. He can stay in the game, but it is going to be a personal foul that's going to be costly. With 4:04 remaining now, it gives the Hurricanes tropical storm warning is in effect here outside of the coast of Africa, and a hurricane forming that may be hitting the Carolinas, but a hurricane may be hitting Citronelle here tonight.
It is. The ball at the 47-yard line after the penalty and run. 17 yards gained right there from Bryant. Anthony Sturgis taking his time, and he's going backwards back to the 45-yard line as the clock continues to run. And Bryant just salting away the time here in no rush, up 5 points.
Yeah, tackle by 50 and 94 in that situation, but the clock continues to tick away.
And there's the timeout called by Citronelle, so we'll take a timeout and tell you about our next 3 broadcasts coming up. Next Friday, Corey, we're going to the Snake Pit, our first time ever. BC Reigns heads over to take on the floor, and then the week after that, that is going to be a nice 5A Region 1 matchup. UMS Wright and Williamson. Williamson hosting UMS Wright. That's huge. That's a huge ball game right there. And then the Battle of West Mobile. We haven't been out there in about 2 years. We're going back to Sims as Baker will travel over to take on MGM. So our next 3 broadcasts, BC Reign and LaFleur, UMS Wright and Williamson, and Baker and MGM, of course, all starting at 6:50 with our pregame kickoff.
Well, we'll have an opportunity. It'll be my 3rd opportunity. I know when the stadium, the Snake Pit, was broken in a couple of years ago, I did the inaugural spring game there and was the first voice that was heard there at that stadium. Being a LaFleur Rattler graduate myself, and I know you as well.
Yeah, I was there when they cut the ribbon, Corey.
Having an opportunity to see the newly renovated campus and the renovations that have been made inside the school have been phenomenal. But that's a huge region game coming up for BC Reign and LaFleur both. And I look forward to being back on that campus, to seeing all the renovations and seeing the Rattlers who were able to pick up their first win. Tough win tonight, playing the #1 ranked Jackson Aggies.
Correct.
In a non-region contest, so we'll see what happens next week.
2nd and 12 for Bryant on the 45. Jason Rowell has used one timeout, trying to get the ball back. But before we could get going here, we have penalty flags on the play.
Hard to snap. We had a false start.
So that's going to push Bryant back 5 more yards coming out of the timeout.
Well, coming out of the timeout, you know what's coming. It's just going to be power football regardless. It's just more running. Ball security is what's going to be huge. We saw Chris Bracey from Memphis and formerly of St. Paul's punch out the ball against Arkansas this past weekend to go ahead and force a fumble and recover a fumble that was ultimately a momentum-changing play. Citronelle can still do the same thing against these young men who aren't used to playing quarterback. You know that's what you have to have. We'll see if they're able to do it.
2nd and 22. Jaden James goes into motion. Anthony Sturgis direct snap up the middle, north-south. Past the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Tick, tick, tick goes the clock.
And 1 timeout remaining. This is going to bring up 3rd down. This has to be the loudest that we've heard this crowd all night long to get this defense juiced up. And I know Coach wants to save that timeout. Here, doesn't want to call it. Bryant's going to waste as much time as possible before they either call a timeout and don't get the delay of game, because you look at it now being 3rd and 11.
They break the huddle with 9 seconds remaining on the play clock. A little confusion.
There's your timeout.
And Bart Sessions calls his 2nd timeout at 2:37 remaining in the contest. We'll take a quick break and come back and bring you the remainder of this good contest. Bryant on top, 18-13.
Looking for unforgettable food and flawless service for your next event? Woodyard Catering is Mobile's top choice for personal chefs and customized catering. From weddings and baby showers to funerals and private dinners, we bring delicious, handcrafted dishes made with the freshest ingredients. Reliable, friendly, full of flavor. Whatever the occasion, we serve it with care. Call Woodyard Catering today, because every event deserves a taste of excellence.
Got to thank Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's is hiring. Work with one of the best companies in the country. Great pay and benefits. Stop by the Dolphin Street or Airport Boulevard location to apply. Tell them Al and Corey sent you. Jersey Mike's, the sub above. Also, we want to thank BSN Sports with team apparel and equipment from basketball to volleyball and all sports in between. BSN Sports, the heart of the game, online at bsnsports.com. And BSN supplying some great crew shirts. Corey dropped them off tonight, looking real great. I saw some of the crew members with the shirts on already, looking good.
And the loudest that this Citronelle Wildcats crowd has to be, because if you pick up this 1st down, they're going to salt this game away with only 1 timeout remaining. Power football, Al.
Up the middle and just stop right at the line of scrimmage. They're going to credit Jaden James with 1 yard. And there's the last timeout called by Citronelle to stop the clock at 2:29 to set up 4th down and 9 coming up for Bryant. So Citronelle should get this ball back if Bryant not successful here on 4th down.
Well, it's a great called timeout as far as stopping the clock. And, you know, you have a situation if you're Bart Sessions. Now you're right at midfield. And to me, you flip the field.
Oh, you have to flip.
You've pumped this football away.
You have to bring in Makai Von Singpachan and allow him to punt this ball to flip the field. You have to. No other question about it.
And if you don't, from your own 48, you're really rolling the dice and saying, I believe that our defense is better than your offense. And if you do flip the field, you're still saying our defense is better than your offense.
And here comes Bryant onto the field. There's Makai Von Singchapine. Two men back to receive this punt, Kobe Weaver and Jacob Knight. And I believe Bryant is trying to play some trickery to get them to jump, but they're going to probably try to get a false start, but that doesn't hurt them at all.
No, it doesn't. Clock is stopped, so it doesn't run. Just cost you 5.
Just trying to get Citronelle to jump, and they don't. They end up jumping themselves.
You just get a little momentum rocking forward by Isaiah Younce. But 4th and 14 yards to go. And when you look at being deep, Kobe Weaver is the difference maker. Yep. If you kick the one, you're going to pay the price, Al.
Curvin Noah back there with Kobe Weaver. Here's the punt from Von Singpachine. Ice punt going over Nord's way. And they're going to down it near the 33-yard line.
And here's what's weird, Al. Von Singpachine has gotten more action as a punter tonight.
Special teams player.
As he has as the starting
on
quarterback.
Offense, you're correct. You are absolutely correct.
Because Citronelle has not been able to stop power.
No.
And the power run by the Hurricanes has been the difference in this game.
Well, Citronelle has to score a touchdown to win this ball game. A field goal does nothing for them. 67 yards away from winning the homecoming game tonight against Bryant. Kobe Weaver, Jamarcus Howard in the back. Keymarcus Howard, rather. Howard looking to throw. He's going to have to run, being chased from behind. They're trying to keep him in bounds. And they're going to stop the clock as this forward progress takes him out of bounds. 2:07 remaining here in the contest.
Well, at least the clock does stop, and you're able to go ahead and push him out of bounds. Braden Saltz was the defender on the play, but, 1 yard picked up, 2:07 stopping Citronelle, Al, like you mentioned, with 0 timeouts. No timeouts left. So you're executing your 2-minute offense early here if you're the Wildcats.
Howard with time, and he's sacked. That ball is live, and it's fallen on by Bryant. Citronelle's 3rd turnover of the ball game. Johnny on the spot for them. Walker Conley from his nose guard position hops on top of the pigskin, and that's going to seal the deal. 2 minutes remaining. Citronelle cannot stop the clock.
You re-rack this one. You look uncontested late blitz.
Boom.
Great job of calling and dialing up that blitz by defensive coordinator Travis Williams. Aiden Allen, 5'7", 190-pound junior, will linebacker, comes up with the huge hit and not taking care of the football and causing that fumble. The Bryant Hurricanes are going to come away and blow in with gale force winds, literally winds blow into a win for Bart Sessions, and Bryant will move to 6-4 all time versus Citronelle.
And they spoil homecoming for the Wildcats tonight. Take a look at our Career Tech Education Player of the Game. If we could put 2 names up, we would, but we're going to go with one tonight. Running back for Citronelle, but you can call him quarterback, Jaden James. The speed that James showed and protecting the pigskin court, if we could put him and Sturgis up there, we would, but we don't have enough font space on the screen to make that happen. So, but if we had to give cold CTE MVPs, we would call it Sturgis and James tonight.
And I will say this, too. Coach Sessions said before the game, Anthony Sturgis is just a football player, 5'7", 155-pound freshman to go along with Jaden James, the 5'9", 158-pound junior. Both of them listed as athletes. James, the halfback / running back, just has to continue to take care of the football along with the freshman Sturgis.
Sturgis has it right there right now.
But Citronelle cannot stop the clock. And I will say this, when you go back and you look at my checklist, Bryant definitely weathered the storm.
They did.
They weathered the storm early. Citronelle put a quick score on the board, going down 7-0. Bryant brought the boom, too. We saw them bring the boom. We saw them sustain drive. So they did everything on my checklist they needed to do to win this game. Citronelle needed to control down the distance. Really weren't able to do that.
No.
Outside of the short 3-drive, 61-second drive they had on the opening drive, pigskin protection was not good tonight, and running the football was not a factor either for the Citronelle Wildcats. And this is a tough loss, but it's a young squad for Citronelle that they're going to learn from this.
They're going to learn.
And so will the Hurricanes.
Big
Bart
win
Sessions,
for Bryant tonight.
He'll win his 12th overall game as a Hurricane head coach. A rare road win is a huge win. Any win is a huge win. But for the Hurricanes, a non-region win, playing MGM next week is big time.
Bryant comes up from the Bayou to get the win tonight to spoil homecoming for Citronelle. And Corey, as we said, this ball game, we knew it was going to be some running, but it was definitely some power football tonight by both of these teams being displayed.
And again, if you needed a clinic on how to run power football, you just saw it. And that's one of the questions I hope, if we get a chance to talk to Bart Sessions at all, Kim ask him, what was it about the power formation or power running game that they saw that allowed them to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again that equated in very successful results?
Yeah.
And really, you look at the fact that they were down at the 1-yard line a couple of times early in the first quarter and came away with 6 points and not touchdowns, 2 field goals. That power game was not effective early, and for some reason, the light switch went on and the hurricane force winds blew into the end zone several more times.
Good observation by you, Corey, to point out. We saw Mekhi Von Sinkpachine more on special teams than we did on offense, and we'll take a look at the final numbers. Great job tonight from our statistician, China Power, working solo. 223 yards on the ground, rushing, passing 58, 281 total. 1 turnover for Bryant, but 3 costly turnovers for Citronelle, and that last one really hurt them with that sack and fumble at the end of the game here.
Yeah, this is one of the first times all year long that all 6 things on my checklist, 3 for Bryant and 3 for Citronelle, 100% worked out.
Yeah.
And every last one of them were to a T, but this rushing game total was amazing by Bryant. Credit the young offensive line for finding a way to get it done and spoil this homecoming opportunity for Citronelle.
First time in about 3 or 4 weeks we haven't had one of these teams with a negative outcome on yardage and rushing or passing in the past couple of weeks, as a matter of fact. So we're trying to get Kimberly Dunn to effort with Bart Sessions. She's looking for him down on the field right now. I think he just walked by her. There he is right there. So she's trying to reel him in. But a great win tonight for Bryant to come up here out of the Bayou to spoil homecoming for Citronelle. 18-13, a big win. I know Coach Sessions is going to be happy after that defeat they had last week to Davidson. He kind of told us, man, we've been up and down. Let's check in with her right now with winning coach Bart Sessions.
Coach Sessions, after halftime, it seemed like you and your team were really able to flip that switch. What was it that you said to your team that were able to accomplish in the rest of the game?
You know, I got to give all the credit to our coaching staff and our players. You know, we had some injuries at quarterback, and we knew that coming in. And unfortunately, midweek, we kind of find out that we may be without a quarterback. So those guys had to scramble and put together an offensive plan that did not involve a quarterback. And that's what they did, you know. I mean, they're very creative in what they did and just challenged our kids to be hard-nosed. So I think as the game went along, our kids got more comfortable because they ran the plays more often. So, you know, our defense lights out all night, I thought they just played extremely hard. Just could not be more proud of this football team. Got to clean up some stuff, obviously, some mistakes in the kicking game that we got to clean up. But all in all, great night.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. Looking forward to the rest of the season. What is it that you hope that your team learned from tonight's game?
You know, just don't quit. You know, when there's adversity, I mean, that's what you teach kids. When there's adversity, just keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting, and something good will happen. And that's what our kids have done. Kudos to them for believing in their coaches. I mean, you know, shout out to Coach Easton who lost a family member this week. Our kids, that's been weighing heavy on their heart. We got a coach that's injured, that hadn't been able to be there. That's been weighing heavy on our kids. So for them to just stay resilient, man, it makes me so proud of them.
Well, congratulations, Coach. Go and celebrate with your team the win tonight.
All right, thank you, Kim. That's going to wrap it up. Next week, we're going to the Snake Pit for the first time. It's a 5A Region 1 battle. It's a lot on the line, especially for BC Reign. They're still trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. Join us next Friday at 6:50 for the pregame. For Kimberly Dunn, my partner, Corley Bounty, statistician China Powell, I'm Al Wheaton, thanking you for tuning in tonight. Bryant gets the win. They can head back to the Bayou to celebrate.